It works.
Okay.
Rob, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of PolishRobs's Cards and Zards. I think we're like episode 14, something like that, which is kind of crazy to be doing it this long already, and hopefully continues on going. But we got a special guest today on our show. I actually met him through the Pokemon community, through various different types of PokeTubers, and kind of linked up with him. And he does a lot of investing, a lot of buying, and a lot of selling. And I know with the Champions Path craze going on right now, you guys are really going to be interested with what he has to say. So I'm just going to go ahead and welcome on in Pokemon Charles. What is going on? Also known as Adam. We're gonna go with Adam today, rather than saying PokeCharles every 2 seconds.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me, man. I'm looking forward to getting into the nitty gritty of Champions Path.
Yeah, I mean it kind of worked out, right? We're at a perfect time to have a great conversations because Champions Path has just been for the last, I want to say since about Wednesday when Walmart was, I guess, kind of stocking everything kind of early, and people were posting on social media that they were getting this product early. Ever since that Wednesday, it has actually just been the face of Pokemon right now. Everybody's been freaking out whether they got a box, they didn't get a box, whether they got the Zard, they didn't get the Zard. So Champions Path has been the topic of everything so far. And I want to find out your opinion on everything that has happened in the last few days and what you're experiencing personally.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you said that, like, Wednesday, Walmart starting to get it, that's pretty interesting because we'll obviously dive into the deep details of it. But what I've started to notice, it really happened with Darkness Ablaze, is that these distributors, I don't know if they were told by Pokemon or not, but these distributors are holding on to the product to the very last minute to stop people from getting them so early. The catch-22 on that is that you have your Walmarts and your brick-and-mortar stores that do the pre-release party, so they're going to have the product early anyways. But I think that's why you saw there wasn't a ton of Champions Path out there prior to, like, Wednesday, Thursday. Usually with a set, you'll see a week or two, people are starting to really show their product. So I thought that was a really interesting aspect, but then of course, I guess the downside to that is that everybody's getting product late due to, COVID and all the shipping delays. So,
or not any product at all, right? There's a ton of people right now that are searching for product that want it kind of in that MSRP price, because you can't find it online right now unless it's $100 in ETB, which is absolutely nuts. There are some people selling it for $80. There's some people selling it for $70, but you really got to do your research and find the right person that's selling it at that price. It's almost impossible to find retail anywhere. I mean, even Barnes & Noble has been leaked already. It's all over social media. Barnes & Noble is completely out. Everybody's done rated them in my area as well. It's nuts what's going on with Champions Path. It's a crazy craze, and nobody wants to miss out, in my opinion, because a lot of these people that are really buying up Champions Path essentially missed out on the Hidden Fates ETB train when that arrived, and I have a feeling that they don't want to miss out on that also. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, you make a great point, and it's really kind of buyer beware right now, because there are those stories that you hear of people buying them from these, Shopify sites that they close up shop and your money's gone and you're not getting anything. And I mean, that's worst case scenario, but yeah, I mean, you would probably say 75% of the people had their orders canceled. And I think what really happened is that from the standpoint of Pokemon to distributors, the communication was poor and last minute on how much product they were going to get. So people were like, okay, well, for normal launches, I always get 100 cases because that's what my distributor gets me. Well, so they went out and did pre-orders on their sites for 100 cases, and next thing you know, their allocation is going to be 45 or 50 cases. Yeah. So they have to start immediately gutting people's orders. Yeah. That was one thing that I didn't want to do, and knock on wood, we were able to fulfill every single person's order 100%. I didn't have to cut anything, and we'll get more into it, but I was actually starting to ship out some of the October orders with this current product that I have. So in regards to this set, to Hidden Fates will trump this set long term, and my opinion is I don't see the ETBs selling at the prices consistently that Hidden Fates have had, because you have 2 Charizards in this, but I think that's about all you really have. Compared to Hidden Fates, you have a Charizard and you have a whole shiny vault deck.
Correct.
So in my opinion, Hidden Fates is going to trump this, but I think that that's also what started the craze, was that everybody's like, oh man, I could get Hidden Fates ETBs pretty rarely when they first came out. Some of the pen packs and stuff were hard to find, but you could really get some ETBs. You could order from GameStop.com, etc. And so with this one, they're like, okay, I'm going to make sure I hoard all these ETBs this time, because I don't want to be where I'm at now with Hidden Fates.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of what's really convoluted this whole thing.
So on an investing standpoint, for anybody that's interested in potentially investing into Champion's Path, obviously the demand right now is high, and the supply has essentially been pretty thin throughout the whole distributors, Walmarts, Targets. Some places didn't even get them at all. If you can get your hands on some, is this something that you think about holding on to long term? Or do you think about potentially getting rid of it as fast as possible? Or is the October wave of ETBs that's coming in going to be absolutely massive, and then just kind of knock out this high escalation of price back to normal MSRP?
I think as of right now, I wouldn't pay over $90 in ETB. If you're wanting to invest, you can pay up to $90. That's shipped all in. That's coming to your door at $90. I would not go past that from an investment standpoint. Now, the October, as far as allocations go, there's going to be more allocated in the October than there was the September. So it is going to be more readily available. And I think that that's also why people have jacked the price up right now, is because they think that they can get $100 now, and I think in October the pricing will go back down to 70-ish.
Okay.
And then I believe that will be the last run. I don't see them doing another run of ETBs past that. But thinking as far as touching base on Hidden Fates had 10s, and that 10s have been their go-to for reprints. So that leads the question: what's going to be the reprintable item for Champion's Path? It's definitely not going to be the ETBs. But I don't know what it will be. I mean, maybe something like the double boxes. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be spectacular. So I think that's going to keep. I think the ceiling, when all said and done, should be about 150 in ETB once they're out. I don't see them hitting the 300. But when you're talking 3, 5, 10 years down the road, you're definitely going to have some value there. If you pay $90, you're good, but I wouldn't go over that with either release.
Yeah, I agree. I think when it comes to Champion's Path, as far as getting packs out there, I think they're going to run the pin collections and the doubles basically into the ground. They're just going to keep producing them, keep sending them out there until people completely stop buying them. And the ETBs, like you said, will probably be the last run in October, in my opinion. That's kind of what they did with Hidden Fates, right? They only did it for a limited amount of time. And then I think they came out with the Great Ball, Ultra Ball collection, and then the Premier Rayquaza figurine, right? And that was also limited too, though. They only did one run of those, or was it just the Premium collection, and they did 2 runs of Ultra Balls and Great Balls? Something along those lines, I remember they did. But that was it, right? For the ETBs. Like, after that, the ETBs started skyrocketing in price because people were realizing they weren't going to print them again. And now Hidden Fates ETBs are roughly around $350, which is absolutely absurd, in my opinion, for such a modern set. It is a great set, but you can get these tins right now for still close to market value. And I don't think a modern product should be skyrocketing the way Hidden Fates did. But I guess with no reprints, it's one of those pieces where you would want to invest in and hold on to for a while, since there won't be any more of it.
Well, but also keep in mind, when you talk Hidden Fates and the price in the ETBs as they are now, we talked about the $90 price point. I mean, we'll get into my pricing and what we're going to do for your guys and your community. But remember, this is a 10-pack ETB, so you're paying $90. You're at $9 a pack still. Hidden Fates is 10, 11. I mean, I saw a guy on Facebook opening breaks for $13 a pack, and he was sold out. Yeah. So, keep in mind that it stinks to pay so far above MSRP, but when you break it down per pack, you're still way better off than you are with Hidden Fates as of today.
So on in like an investing standpoint, as far as Champions Path and what you're doing, obviously you've been allocated some. You're definitely selling it to a bunch of people in the Pokemon community that are reaching out to you for some. But as far as what you want to keep for yourself, what are your plans with potentially Champions Path, with the ETBs, and what do you see yourself doing with your personal collection?
I like to keep a couple of cases of everything on hand. I have a bad habit of wanting to help people so much that, like with Hidden Fates, I ended up with 2 ETBs.
Oh, wow.
Everything. I should have, and I mean, I went through, probably 30, 40 cases.
Wow.
But I just, that's some growing pains on my end too, just not knowing how much I could buy, when I could buy, and all that kind of stuff. But now that I've got, I probably had, it was close to $50,000 worth of purchases for Champions Path and Hidden Fates on this palette. So I'm definitely keeping probably 5 cases of Hidden Fates 10s, 5 cases of the ETBs. Which way do I need to point? Back, left, or right? The Champions
somewhere
Path
around there.
you see, the ones you see in the back there.
Yeah.
I like to keep those as well. Because if you think about it from the Hidden Fate standpoint, the ETBs are expensive, but the original pin packs are really, really expensive as well.
Yes.
As far as from an investment standpoint, if
Yes.
you have sealed Hidden Fates, the pin packs, those are very, very valuable as well.
Now, do you think that the pin packs from Champions Path are going to equate to about that price? Because, on average, the pin collection with the Mew and the Mewtwo from Hidden Fates, they're roughly going for about $50 a box right now, right? So you would get, correct me if I'm wrong, but you get 8 in a box in a case for Hidden Fates, right? For one Mewtwo sealed case, I believe there's 8 pins inside, 4 Mewtwo's and 4 Mews.
That is correct, yes.
So that would equate to about $250 to $300 a case of pins, right?
Yes.
About $200. I think the premium is about $250 just because it's sealed. It's not been opened, rather than it loses a little bit of value once you open the case and you take the actual pins out and sell them individual, I think, as far as like that collecting standpoint, because people like sealed. People out there love sealed boxes, of just a card, a brown box, knowing that there's ETBs or something inside. They like those sealed too, and to have in their collection. So it can potentially increase value. But do you see these Champions Path pin collections going for about that Hidden Fates price eventually? If not, maybe about 50% of what it's worth now.
No, I can definitely see these because you got to think about it too. These are some really, really cool artworks.
They are.
They're really, really nice boxes. I think that they're going to do extremely well. The last case of Hidden Fate pin packs that I had was a 48 count master case. I sold that for $2,400.
Wow.
For 48 pin packs.
Wow.
So you just think of that, and that was 4 or 5 months ago. So the value on them is crazy. But I think when you're talking about these Champions Path, these are going to be valuable. Your ATBs are going to be valuable. These are going to be your readily accessible items.
Yes.
Agreed. Your double set, your Hatterene set, and that's going to be it, in my opinion. Your Marnie boxes are extremely allocated, and pretty much everything is extremely allocated except the Hatterenes and the doubles.
Okay.
The Hatterene and the doubles, I think, are going to be the items that are going to kind of be the distributors' go-to to be able to reorder items. I think it was interesting that they've set so many different release dates as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they kind of staggered them a little bit, right?
Right. Yeah. So and we'll get into it later down the road, but I potentially, if what ended up happening in my situation didn't happen to where I was able to get extra product, I would have been, as a small business, I would have been totally underwater in regards to how they staggered out these releases and didn't communicate that they would be really doing that until last minute.
Mm-hmm.
And that created a lot of these smaller guys having to end up double shipping product.
Wow.
And that's going to kill you. The shipping cost is what's going to kill you here as we get into, kind of the business side of it.
Yeah.
But that's your go-to is going to be everything but Double and Hatterene. I don't think Double and Hatterene is going to gain value, but those pin packs I see, they're very valuable. Let's put it this way. I ordered those 8 boxes, and I've never listed any or took any pre-orders for any. I'm pretty sure those are going to sit right there.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Now, why do you think they let you guys know so late about what you're going to get? What do you think the reason? What is your personal opinion on why you found out so late what you're going to get, and why everybody else did? I mean, you weren't the only one in that boat.
I think Pokemon might be having issues, just like everybody, in regards to getting the items due to COVID from overseas, the plastics and so on and so forth like that. And I think that's kind of, in my opinion, why the Hidden Fates 10s are always the 10 reprints, because you've got to think they do 10s for every set. So all they have to do is just slap a little different artwork on it on the machine. So I think that's why the 10s were always the reprint, because I think that they're having a hard time. They like to always underproduce. We all know that, but I do think that they're having some issues. And if you look at the Champions Path ETBs, I have not seen a cheaper ETB in regards to the plastic on it and how easy it is to tear.
It is. The plastic, the sealed on it is absolutely terrible. I went through every single one of mine that I had, and I found 2 that were bad, and I received one from my card store that also had a nick on the bottom, and I was like, okay, well, that's going to be open for me in general, because it's not something that I'm going to keep in the sealed collection if it has a rip or tear in it. Yeah, the plastic on it is absolutely just terrible.
It's horrible. It's the worst that I've seen. And then I just thought that the Charizard promo card inside, the plastic or whatever in the world that was, I mean, that was just the cheapest thing I've ever seen in my life as far as texture.
Didn't Hidden Fates though use basically the same wrapping or the same plastic?
I was trying to think on that. I need to go pull one, but no, I don't think it was like as crinkly. I mean, this thing almost felt like it was just gonna like brittle break apart as soon as I touched it.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna look on that. That's got me curious. But I want to say that's even gotten.
I may
cheaper.
have one in my binder. I know I still left it in the plastic. I'm gonna have to compare those myself. It seemed eerie similar to it. Now, I wanted to touch back up on these pin collections. I think you're extremely right in your prediction with these pins. Just because, number one, it's super shiny. It almost has that shine and gloss that the ETBs has. And we haven't seen really gym badges in the last few years, right? Being released. And now they have all the Sword and Shield era gym badges releasing, with the gym trainer in the back. I mean, these are very attractive ETBs. The promo looks nice, and you get 3 packs. It's packaged very well. And I think a lot of people are going to want to collect each of the gym badges sealed with the trainers. It's going to be a nice set. Agreed, yeah. It just looks good.
Cool. It has I mean, the just like you said, I mean, even the outside case, I mean, it's just super cool. And you can see the glistening of like the hollow, it's just, I mean, even this is the coolest pin collection box that I've ever seen by far.
It looks great. Cool. It looks great, and I think it's going to be very sought after. I think, like you said, the doubles are just going to be ran into the ground. Everybody's going to be buying them up. They're going to be readily available. They may not be now because everyone's trying to go ahead and purchase it and get themselves that product so they can start cracking packs and try to hunt for the Zards. But it will be one of those things that you're going to find on the shelves continuously from here on out once they do a restock of those items, whenever that may be.
That's the football item for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Now, do you have any idea of how many products of ETBs, pin collections, double boxes, each potentially Walmart or Target got allocated per store? Do you have an idea of what that will look like for everybody? Because I know a lot of people were going into the stores. They were missing out. They weren't seeing it stocked on shelves. So what's a roundabout number of how many were allocated per store?
I actually had it was pretty interesting. I wrote a letter to, well, I guess if you're okay, we can just rewind, take a few minutes about how I got started in all this. We just celebrated our first year order yesterday. But if I could if you're cool with that, just take like 2 minutes and kind of give the backstory.
Yeah, no doubt.
Some of you may have heard this, but my son Charles, obviously PokeCharles, he was 7 at the time that we started this. he's not on the autism spectrum, but he's had some social/learning disabilities, some sleep studies for seizures. So when he was 6, he was too young to do some of the testing, but to kind of speed it up a little bit, basically we were trying to figure out what to do. And he came home one day with Pokemon cards, which, you know, I was just kind of laughing at first because I was like, dude, nobody, I mean, that stuff's like ancient.
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore. And he's like, oh, my friend gave me this. And I mean, it was totally cool because he started focusing on that. You know, we were able to work together on it. So, I mean, it kind of just checked all the boxes to really kind of, we saw a big change in him. So, and he always wanted to do YouTube videos. So I was like, all right, well, we'll just do some YouTube videos. And if you guys haven't seen our videos, we don't do any editing. It's pretty home movie-ish, if you will. I mean, it's just straightforward. I just record it, and, you know, if the dog comes in, whatever, and knocks things over, we don't edit anything. We just throw it up on there.
Just raw, unedited footage.
Yeah, right. And I mean, you know, it's cool. I guess that's a different aspect compared to, you know, some people that do the videos. But so obviously we were doing videos every single day, 7 videos a day for weeks. And I mean, we did that probably for the first 6 months. And so obviously that got costly. So one day, literally, I was just doing a video, and I was like, man, I could start a store with this. They're upstairs. I'm sorry. My wife was needing the keys. So I was like, I think that, you know, I can buy from a distributor and get some discounted pricing here. And I mean, lo and behold, here we are today. And this month, we're right at $43,000 in sales.
That's wild.
Through our store. So, yeah, I mean, it was really cool. So anyways, just kind of leading up to that, I ended up writing a letter or email. I don't think anybody writes letters anymore. But I don't even know how to write anymore. I think it's just keyboards. But ended up emailing the CEO of GameStop because I was really, really, really in trouble in regards to Hidden Fates. Because when you talk from the distributor and what you're allocated from a distributor, you know, you have Pokemon. Pokemon says, hey, you're an approved vendor. And these approved vendors then have people like me and, you know, Rusty from TCA Gaming and all that stuff. So it's just kind of like a totem pole. When you start buying from the distributor, you're on the bottom of the totem pole. You're getting nothing, you know. They've worked with people like Rusty for years. Rusty gets his allocations. He orders tons of product. So you have to work your way up the totem pole. Well, I've gotten pretty far up the totem pole because I put all my eggs in one basket with a really good distributor, which has my back. And we've gotten to the point now, obviously, where we can put a dent into some of the community. So I was only going to be allocated about 20 cases of Hidden Fates 10s. And I mean, that's nothing, you know, when you talk grand scheme of things. So I ended up writing a letter to, or email to GameStop. He handed it down to his VP, and we ended up working to where I was able to get 50 cases from them. The downside to that is that obviously that jacked my price up to where I usually charge for people because I had to pay retail, obviously. But I was able to offer 50 cases. Well, where I was going with this is that I happened to look on the GameStop tag, and it was the case number. And so basically, with that being said, for this we all knew that this Hidden Fate 10 relaunch, I mean, I'm sure they're not even available anymore. I'm pretty sure they're already all gone.
Oh, yeah.
GameStop corporate wide, based on that case number, they got 15,000 10s.
Wow.
So if you think about that, we took 600 of those 10s. I immediately, the next day, asked them if I could get more, and they said that they were already all sold out and distributed to their stores. So with that being said, I mean, obviously Champions Path is going to be a little bit more than that, but I think what you're going to really find, we went to my Target yesterday. My Target doesn't even have Pokemon stuff in the toy section anymore. It's only the section that's up front. I think what you're going to start seeing with this stuff is that it's going to be more online only and not even in store.
Wow.
Because I think Pokemon is producing that little product. When's the day going to come that Pokemon realizes just how, I don't want to say bad, but just how bad their little amount that they produce creates such a secondary market that is just really ridiculous at some points. It's like you said, you know, for a new set. I mean, I get it, vintage sets, you know, it's and items that are no longer in print.
Well, yeah,
by all means, you know, whatever price you need to get for that fair market value. But for current sets, it's really unheard of to be where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, they probably don't have a whole lot.
Yeah.
They really don't.
Yeah, I've seen from at least what people have been going to stores and talking to me and sending me pictures and really getting there right when the distributor was stocking the shelves, or right after they stocked the shelves, and it seems to be about a case per store has been the norm of a case of pins, or not a case of pins, I should say, a box of pins, a case of double boxes, which I think there's 6 doubles per case.
Correct. Yeah.
And a case of ETBs, which has 10 in them. And that's kind of been the normal for any Walmart that I've either went to, asked about, or someone has purchased anything from, has been roughly about that amount. I did want to touch up something before we go to that Champion Path route. You mentioned Hidden Fates tins from GameStop. Now, you said that there was 15,000, you got 600 of them, and the rest were going out to the stores. Now, was that online only, or are they actually going to try to get some in store at hand, readily available where you can pick off the shelves?
Thanks for catching me on that. From what I'm understanding is that it was online only. So
okay.
I don't think they shipped to stores.
Okay.
But even though I do recommend, like you said, people get there and catch the guy that's restocking or whatever, I strongly urge you to, just like we want to be a tight-knit community, go reach out to your local GameStop manager. Go reach out to that guy, say, hey man, just tell him what you do. Like if you're looking for your kid or you're looking for yourself, and say, hey, here's my number. Feel free to hit me up. Just network yourself with these people so they keep you in mind. And I mean, that really goes a long way. I mean, that's how this GameStop thing ended up turning into where I could get 50 cases. It started with the store manager. Because that's how I used to order my product, was all through GameStop, and they would help me out because they wanted to help Charles out. So I strongly recommend networking with your local people out there, your local card stores, whatever. For what it's worth, that's how I did it, and I think it goes pretty well. Yeah.
And as far as online sales too go with those tins, I think it lasted like an hour and they were sold out, which is absolutely insane. As soon as word got out that they were in stock on the website, it went through the community like wildfire and completely sold out, I believe, within an hour. I know when I checked, it was all gone, and I caught wind of it probably 15 minutes, and then I checked it, after I caught wind of it about 15 minutes later, so, which is insane. By the way, if you guys are just first joining, make sure you smash that like button. Definitely helps us a lot. Say something nice to Adam in the comments. He is reading those as well. And, we're going to talk some more Champions Path, too. So I have a bunch of questions I want to ask as well. Now, the shipment that you have in of Champions Path currently, right now,
yes,
is
sir.
that all sold already? Is that going out the door? Or do you still have some readily available that you're willing to sell?
Okay, so I was up to about 5 o'clock this morning doing boxes, and I want to be safe with my numbers, but I'm pretty sure, and as we go along here, I'm going to put up, I was thinking about putting up 30 Champions Path ETBs, but I'm going to put up 20 Champions Path ETBs and do special pricing for you guys. One more on here, so when we get to that point, I'll edit it on the site. You guys can go check out. But yes, I currently have product. There's still some larger orders that I have to fill, but that's why I wanted to do the count before we met. I will have a couple of hundred come October that will be available.
Okay.
And what I started doing, and why I only have 20 or so left, because people that were ordering the October pre-releases, I went ahead and just started filling some of those this week. So I really want to, I was talking to Rusty, which Rusty's kind of been my mentor in this whole thing. If you guys have seen any of his videos, he really took Charles under his wing and really helped us out. So, and he was the one that, we talked about 90 kind of being the ceiling.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be there, and I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to go that high. I think, and I got to be honest with you, I inflated the prices last night when I was doing orders because I was trying to just stop the orders because I was... I processed over 600 orders by myself. If you think boxing mat, scheduling pickups, I mean, I had a great time. lots of fun. I'll do it all the time, but I was just a little overwhelmed. But people were still buying it, so I was like, oh gosh, you know. But yeah, I do have some actively that we will release for you guys on here today. And you know, we will do a giveaway, of course, and if we get more people, then we'll do more giveaways to more people that come watch. So
sounds like a plan. You guys heard it here first from Adam himself. We'll do a giveaway at the end. We're not going to spoil what it is yet. You got to hang out to go ahead and witness what the giveaway is going to be. And yeah, he's going to do a special pricing for you guys on these ETBs if you're still interested in purchasing any. I know I see some people in the chat right now. I have been reading the chat, just haven't really acknowledged it too much, so I'm sorry, you guys. But yeah, so I've seen people saying in the chat it's not ready or available. We don't have it here. So definitely stick around, hang out for a little bit, and then Adam will let you know when the pricing is going live on his site. You can go in there. You can purchase for a special site. He's only going to put 20 on there. So you got to act fast and buy him up. So that is something nice he's doing for you guys. He definitely does not have to, especially with what the demand is right now. So definitely a Rob Mob Adam special going out to you guys. So let's get a little hand clap in the chat for Adam over here.
Yeah, what I'm going to do, let me just give me 1 second here while you... I'm going to do them at $59.99, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to combo them. So it's going to be a 2-pack. It just goes super simple. An 8x8x8 saves me a couple bucks on shipping, gets you guys 2 ETBs.
There it is.
I'm out of my 8x8x4, so I don't have anything to ship singles in right now. So it's going to be, and I want to limit it to, if you order, I'm not going to set a limit on it because it takes forever to write that code in there on Shopify. But please just, when we get to this point, just buy 1 2-pack because I'd like 10 people to be able to, you know, to be able to take advantage of this.
Exactly.
So just a little community.
So a 2-pack, which is going to be, that's, you know, 2 ETBs at $59.99, which will come out to $120. And then tax, of course, correct?
Only if you live in Florida.
Okay. Well, there you go. $120 out the door, ladies and gents. So definitely, he's not going to limit to 2 per person, but just be honest, be an honest person. Get yourself 2, and save the rest for anybody else in here that wants to go ahead and buy them up. So let's be fair to everybody. I know it's a hard product to get right now. I'm not going to personally go and get any more. I'm all set. I'm happy with it. I'd rather you guys and somebody else out there find some around my area and get what they want out of those, whether they want to open it, whether they want to have it sealed. Just enjoy the product while it's still available. Do you think October is going to be as crazy as this when it restocks again?
Yes, only because that'll be the end. And of course, I talk to my distributor at least 3 times a week, trying to get what's out there, what he's hearing from Pokemon. And unless he hears that there is going to be another launch potentially of a reprint, I think that the first initial opening, I think, will kind of be probably 59-ish to 79-ish, depending on the site. But I think that as the couple days progress after people get it, it's going to skyrocket to probably about the 149 price is where I kind of see it capping out. But just rest assured, guys, I'm not going to go over $80 an ETB. I will follow the market, so when they get to 149, I'm going to be at $80. So
nice.
I mean, it is what it is. You know, I don't like to charge over MSRP, but at the same time, I've got to pretty much follow the industry. I don't want to be that guy that, you know, it goes out at $49.99 and the people that buy them turn around and sell them, because that's what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are worried about. You know,
that's the downfall to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's kind of happening right now is everybody's buying them from Walmart's, from Target's, from Barnes & Noble, whatever the case may be, at MSRP, and then reselling them online for $100, $80, $90, whatever the case may be, just to make a quick little flip profit. By the way, can you put your website down into the live chat? That way anybody can go ahead and just copy and paste it and head that way if they want to go ahead and get some ETBs.
Yes, sir. And don't buy them yet unless you want to pay. I think I have them at, what do I have them at? I don't have anything outlandish, but I want to say I think they're at $80 a piece right now, just because I was hoping that people wouldn't buy them. So don't buy them right now until we get that adjusted for you.
Sounds good. So hold off on it, guys. Hang out here for a little bit. We're going to talk more Champions Path. Get some more information out there. Who anybody?
Mine.
So what's the Marnie allocation looking like for you right now? Is that going to be something that's tough as well to purchase?
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually 100% pre-sold on that. I don't even have any for myself.
Wow.
So I probably will try to get just a couple of extras just so I have some. Distributor's pretty good about that. But speaking of distributors, what I've done, and I checked with Rusty to kind of see who his backups were, and I'm actually dealing with 3 distributors right now. Obviously for Hidden Fate 10 reprints and for Champions Path. So I'm probably, for these larger ones like Vivid Voltage, I'm just going to stick with my regular distributor. But on these other ones, it's good to have them because they're going to send you some product, but obviously you're kind of lower on the totem pole. But I was able to get product from the 2nd and 3rd distributor, so that helped immensely. But I just kept it to the ETBs. But yeah, Marnie's going to be tough. That's
why is Marnie going to be tough? What's so special about this specific collection?
Nothing. In all honesty, there's not. It's just that people are going to want that over the dub wool, and over the Hatterene. Because let's face it, Marnie's better than dub wool and Hatterene in regards to, But in all honesty, as far as price per pack and all that stuff, there's no difference.
Yeah.
The box just looks cooler. It's one of the larger boxes, so it's just the marketing on it. But again, it falls back to Pokemon, to where they're just not producing that many of them, so that's what's going to create the demand over the other 2 that we discussed.
Okay. So you have let's say hypothetically you have a individual that comes knocking on your door and says, hey, listen, Adam, I'm new to Pokemon. This Champions Path thing really struck my eye and I'm very interested into investing in this product. What should this person do? What recommendations would you give them? Any opinions that you have towards it to kind of help them out on their investment journey with this set?
So they're just wanting to invest just in Champions Path, or they're wanting to try to...
No, let's say just Champions Path. Let's keep it a Champions Path. They're walking in the door. They just heard about this set. They're hearing about the craze. What should the price point be for them to invest in? How much should they get of this product? Is there going to be, something potentially down the road that's going to hurt the prices of Champions Path? What kind of investment information would you give this individual that has no idea what they're doing entering this market at this time?
I would, if this follows suit like Hidden Fates does, and Rusty and I have discussed this, I really think Darkness Ablaze is going to be a really strong set. If someone came and said, I want to invest a lot of money in Champions Path, that's ultimately their decision if they want to, but I would tell them that I would personally go Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage over Champions Path.
Wow.
Because I think what's going to happen is that, just like Hidden Fates, look at Cosmic Eclipse. Cosmic Eclipse is out of print and in super high demand.
Yeah.
Because it was dwarfed by Hidden Fates. And I think that that's what you're going to see with the set prior to and the set after Champions Path. Because everybody's going to want Champions Path. And so from the Pokemon standpoint of production, they're not going to produce that many items. Because let's face it, there was no issues really. We thought that there was going to be production issues and allocations on Darkness Ablaze. But we were pretty much able to get every single thing that we ordered.
Yeah.
In regards to Vivid Voltage, I have no shortage of product. I can order as much as I want. So that's a scary thing in regards to, that means it's going to be out of print pretty fast. Because they're going to do that one run, and they're going to see that nobody sold all of their product and is reordering. And I think that that's what's going to happen. Now, hold on a second, Harrison. You want to say hi to everybody? Sorry, Harrison wants to say hi to everybody real quick.
Hello.
Hi.
That's my son, Harrison. So, all right, go see mommy, buddy.
No, it's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, just
I
hang
want to
tight
play
here.
your phone.
Okay, yep, I'll get you my phone.
By the way, guys, we are going to open up this pin collection for y'all because I haven't opened any on the channel, and we're going to try our luck here. And maybe we'll get into some double as well. Maybe vice versa. We'll see how much we get open. But I definitely do want to try my luck with some more Champions Path, knowing that the ETBs did not provide any Zards at all.
And don't get me wrong, you still want to be able to get your cases. You want to keep a couple cases sealed to Champions Path for sure.
Yeah.
But I really think Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage are going to be where your long-term money's at.
Okay. Now, Darkness Ablaze 2, is that ready, available for you to still order, or is that something that's kind of higher in demand as well as far as putting in orders to get, whether it's booster boxes, whether it's individual packs, whether it's blisters, whether it's the double packs, is that still kind of readily available?
I'm so glad that you asked this because I really wanted to touch on this. Let's say Vivid Darkness Ablaze rolled out. Okay. If you're looking, if you're a consumer out there and you're looking at whatever set that you're wanting to take a go at, let's say it's Darkness Ablaze, please do your budget and buy the product at the beginning. Period. Any set whatsoever, because what happens is that my first order of my first order of Darkness Ablaze booster boxes is $78.50. The next order, it's $85.
Yeah.
The next order, it's so on and so on to where, XY Evolutions and Cosmic Eclipse, when they announced they were out of print, I was paying $120 a booster box from a distributor.
Wow.
To get them. And that's why you see XY Evolutions box being $900 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Darkness Ablaze is still, $550 for a case and all that stuff. The double packs are not readily available. Those are gone. The booster boxes are on their last print. They did the second print, so those will be the last print, I'm being told. Mm-hmm. And ETBs are as well. So it has not been last call yet. What they'll do is they'll tell a distributor, hey, it's last call. But it's going to be to that point soon. Because you got to think about it, now nobody's buying Darkness Ablaze.
Yeah, at all. Nobody.
And so when Pokemon sees sales go down, nobody reordering, they're not shipping any products to distributors. Boom, last call, here we go. So I think that's why I wouldn't sleep on that set whatsoever.
So how many sets do you typically see that, per se, how many sets have to come out typically before a set kind of starts dying down? They're like, okay, we're not going to go ahead and print this anymore. What have you seen so far in your experience, where they're like, okay, we're going to take this set off the map because it's just not seeing sales? How many, new additions in the Pokemon stuff does that finally happen?
Well, I think like Rebel Clash. I bought 0 Rebel Clash product. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's come, it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that sells like it on the. It really comes down to the card list, the chase cards.
Yeah.
If there's good cards in there, that's going to be the set that you're going to see. So, I mean, it's every couple sets. I would say, every 2 to 3 sets, then you see your half set, which is going to create the crazy demand, your 0.5 set. But I would, if I was a consumer, I would come to somebody like us, or a Rusty or someone that does a lot in the community and say, hey, man, what's the forecast? What are your guys telling you? And when my guys tell me that I have no problems getting allocations on anything, that's what scares me with that set. I think that set's not going to be a very good set initially.
Yeah.
But the catch-22 on that is that if it picks up steam later down the road like Cosmic Eclipse did, then you're sitting on a gold mine if you have Cosmic Eclipse stuff.
Yeah.
But who would have thought Cosmic Eclipse would skyrocket?
Yeah. I actually have someone here asking if you would recommend holding some Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I saw booster boxes for $60 all day long, and I could probably get close to 80 per. I'm sorry, booster boxes. Yes, booster boxes. I sold my last case at $1,100 for 6.
Wow.
So yes.
Now what's weird though is there was a resurgence. I mean, there still is kind of a resurgence of Cosmic Eclipse as far as the blisters at Walmart right now. I've seen a ton of them just pop up out of nowhere, whether it's 20, 30, 40 sleeve blisters at Walmart. Why is that out of nowhere? Did they just start getting put on the shelves?
So what they'll do is they will hold on to product. One of Rusty's favorite items, which I think he'll tell you, is the 144 count blisters.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like that's not, when we get our order list, that's not really an item that distributors have. They treat it as a special order almost.
Okay.
So it's kind of one of those hidden items that you'll see vendors will sit on, and then they'll come out with them down the road. And don't ask me why, because you don't really see a whole lot of the 3-pack blisters and the single blisters being sold on the wholesale distribution market, kind of like what we do. That's kind of the items that you're going to see in your brick and mortar. So I think that's what happens a lot of times. I think a lot of the online stores don't really have strength in numbers on those. So I think those items lend more towards the brick and mortar stores. So that's probably why you'll see reprints run on those.
Okay.
And I think that that's kind of the retail go-to items. So they need to make sure that those are the items that they always have in stock in Walmart. But it is interesting when they do Cosmic Eclipse. I saw them in there in the store as well. I was like, that's really cool. Those are items that you would want to grab at a Walmart. Those would be your items that you could say, hey, man, I got some extra money. Let me buy everything that they have there because Cosmic Eclipse is hot. Now, let's just look at Double-Edged Sword. Unbroken Bonds. It's $250 plus a booster box right now. Well, guess what? They just announced, and come October, if you guys haven't heard, there's an Unbroken Bonds reprint. So just like we saw with Ultra Prism was, $2,500 for a Master Case booster box.
Yeah, insane.
Well, yep, that reprint came and cut it right in half.
Yeah.
Now, Pokemon's been real interesting with these reprints. There's very little communication, and there's very little product. I tried to order 10 cases of the Ultra Prism, and I got 2 cases.
Okay.
So, I mean, kind of looking at it from both sides, I think that that's why, if you're a consumer out here and you're listening to this, get yourself acquainted with somebody like me, somebody like Rusty, somebody that's real good at communicating to you guys and kind of giving you the ins and outs of, hey, should I do this? Hey, should I not? Because we have our ear to the ground with these people that are getting direct line from Pokemon saying last call or this could be reprinted, et cetera, et cetera. So that way you stay ahead of the curve as much as you can.
So here's an interesting question for you. So we're in this kind of bubble right now, right? Where it seems like everyone's buying and investing and storing and stocking. And that's pretty much it. When should these people hit the panic button once this bubble bursts and things finally start figuring themselves out in the market, if that makes any sense? Like, eventually, my prediction is that sales and value is going to go down eventually. Everything is on the rise. Sports cards are still on the rise, which is leading to Yu-Gi-Oh! On the rise, with Pokemon on the rise. Everything's kind of just climbing still to this day. When do you think it's eventually going to find its and balance itself out, and people should start selling more than stocking in their storage rooms?
Of course, when you talk vintage isn't even in this discussion.
Yeah, no, definitely not vintage. Just the modern stuff. The modern stuff is crazy to me how much it's being sold for at a quick turnover rate, right? It's a set that's only less than 1 year old. The boxes are selling for double the price in some instances, which is crazy. People are buying it because they have the fear of missing out. When should they start panicking, be like, hey, maybe I overinvested. Maybe I should get rid of this for a cheaper price before I have a complete loss on my items, my modern set items?
Absolutely. I wouldn't. It's a hard question to answer because ultimately you got to remember, and as we all know, Pokemon cards owned by Pokemon, they have the licensing to run a reprint at any time. And, these people that were paying $200 for, let's say, the Unbroken Bonds booster boxes, thinking, hey, I can make some money, and they've been making money on them.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, that product they have on hand is instantly slashed.
Yeah.
But that came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. There was no word that Unbroken Bonds was going to be reprinted. Then all of a sudden, they literally sent it out and said, hey, in October, we're going to run an Unbroken Bonds reprint. So I think that that's the scary part. You have to look at it that anything Sun and Moon, and anything here, Sword and Shield, I would not personally go into the thousands of dollars of, I would set a cap at a couple grand unless you want to lose your butt, because, using the Champions Path ETB, that's a bad example, but let's just say we're paying the $90 right now, and they decide to rerun a huge allocation a year from now. Well, you're in trouble because you're holding on to $90 booster boxes, and they're going to come back out on the market at $49.99. And then by then, all that demand for this item has fallen over time to where people still want them, and they're still going to pay the $100 and maybe $25 or something like that. But when they launch the reprint, you're looking at probably half the price. So you're sitting on $90 stuff, and now the market's going to be 60, 70.
And that's where I was trying to go with that too, because it's kind of like the stock market, right? Like if the stock is going up, you might end up buying high and it could climb a little bit, but then it's going to fall down. At that point, if you invested all this money, a lot of people that are investing in these sets right now, I want to go ahead and join the market, don't have the money to fall back on. They're kind of throwing their eggs in one basket. And for example, like the Unbroken Bonds reprint that you said it came out, right? Or the Ultra Prism reprint as well, it slashed the boxes in half. Well, now you're in a predicament. Do you sell at a complete loss of that product? Or are you going to be able to have enough financial backup to sit on that product for a year? Maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. That's the predicament that you're getting yourself into, and you might have to, like a stock. Sometimes you just gotta wait till it goes back up, and it could take 2 months, it could take 2 years. You don't know, and you might be stuck with this product. So that's why I like to ask and talk about modern sets and investing in that scheme of things, because you have that potential of initial loss and have that loss for quite a bit of time. So just be careful when investing in modern sets.
Absolutely. And we're looking at the doom and gloom on the Unbroken Bonds because it's going to be cut in half like Ultra Prism was. But you brought up a good point. If you're initially looking for investment, you've got to be in the long game, because the short interim why that reprint was out, it crashed the market in half. But once those are gone, you'll start to see it gain again. So if I'm investing in anything in Pokemon, like recent sets, I'm not touching that set for years. Because if you're in the game to where you need to flip something, then you just need to be in the flip game. That wouldn't be the investment game. If you're going to be in the investment game, you need to hold on to your Unbroken Bond sets or your Ultra Prism sets or your Darkness Ablaze. And I think that's why it goes back to, I really like the Darkness Ablaze set, because I do believe that it's been and will be dwarfed by Champions Path to the point to where it's going to be a valuable set. I really think that's going to be your Sword and Shield valuable set, kind of like your Cosmic Eclipse of Sun and Moon, which is kind of the most recent set that you can compare it to, because there's no plans for Cosmic Eclipse reprints. So I mean, you're literally sitting on a case of booster boxes that you paid $78.50 for, or well, I guess the retail price, people $90. They're selling at $1,200 right now. So you think long-term game, you're sitting on good stuff even if it reprints, because the reprint won't be that big, and then you're continuing to hold on to it. It's going to regain its value plus more.
Now, I want to touch on the flip game that you mentioned, because to me it's very interesting. It feels like ever since really the pandemic and the flipping of the stock market, right, it has essentially fell into the collecting world as well, especially with individuals like Gary Vee now, for example, really pushing the flip game, right? Now the flip game is not really the flip game anymore. It's turned into an investment. Now people see flipping as a investment, right? If that makes any sense. And we're in a world right now where nobody wants to wait and nobody wants to play the long-term game. Whether it's investing, even watching videos. We're in a life where we watch 30-second to 60-second videos sometimes, because that's the amount of retention that we have for stuff. And that kind of goes into collecting and investing. People don't want to hold on to this stuff for a long time. They want to get it, they want to flip it, make their money to someone who is going to want to hold it for a long period of time, because that's the way they've always known to invest into a product. So it's very interesting right now what kind of situation we're in and why this flipping is happening. And it's almost become like the investing normal. If you talk to anybody, let's say under the age of 40, really, if you talk to them about Pokemon investing and card investing, they initially just say, yeah, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to go ahead and sell on eBay in 20 minutes and flip it. That's their definition of investing now. You know, it's not the long-term game anymore, and it's slowly transitioning because, you know, people like Gary Vee promoting it, and then, you know, Gary Vee promotes it, and now the next thing you know, you got Logan Paul talking about it, and he's buying these crazy cards, and then, you know, it's just a different situation that we're in right now, and I find it kind of fascinating how it's all kind of switching over. What do you think about that?
Well, it's like, you know, Logan Paul paid $198,000 for that first edition base set booster box.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, that was, you know, but right at around $90,000 to $100,000 above last sale, I do believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people like Gary Vee, you know, and also keep in mind that a lot of their investment pieces are going to be the graded cards, stuff like that, because you're safe with cards like PSA, CGC cards. We can get into it like that, but you brought up a good point that the society that we live in today is everything's now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sit here and say that I'm going to hold on to these, but the other part of me says, oh, well, I'll just open one of the boxes because I really want to open it and pull cards. And so many people out there say, oh, yeah, I'm buying this for an investment. Well, 2 months later, they don't have it anymore because they opened
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, you're looking from that standpoint, but I always say, you know, especially from an investment standpoint, graded cards are very, very good. And you're talking modern sets. If your card's not going to get a 9 or a 10, don't even send it off to be graded.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it's not going to yield anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants that 9 or that 10 in current. But if you've got anything vintage, I mean, I would say at this point, if you've got just even a shadowless common card, get it graded.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what it is. Now I do want to touch base on, there's a lot of people that sell cards on eBay, you know, small guys like you said, you know, hey, I got this card, I'm just gonna put it in a sleeve and I'm gonna sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little trick out there and a hint for you guys just to protect yourself. When you put in the description, just put that this card is priced to sell based on the condition, you know, just this card is priced
as is condition.
by the picture shown.
Yeah.
Buy the picture shown and show the pictures. Don't say it's near mint. Don't say it's pack fresh. It's don't say any of that, because that gives all the leverage to the buyer to say, oh, well, you said that this was lightly played. This is moderately played.
Yeah.
They go, you know, so just be careful with your wording when you sell stuff, you know. And I mean, this kind of all goes back full circle. If you have any questions about this, you guys out there watching it, I am an open book. I am super transparent. You can have all my contact information. I'll make sure you guys have it. You guys can reach out to me 24/7. Now, with that being said, these past couple of days, I apologize that a lot of people I haven't even responded to. And it's just, I've literally been knee deep in doing orders, but not, you know, in normal situations, we can have good dialogue. I mean, you guys can ask us anything. Total open book. But I do recommend, from an investment standpoint, go ahead and get you some cards graded. If you don't grade enough to where you need to buy your own package, like the $300 package for the year PSA or whatever it is now, just go through a middleman. You know, go through somebody like Rusty. I dab in it a little bit. It's not something that I really advertise because I don't really want to get into that. Yeah. But get yourself some cards graded, because getting it graded, it's going to increase the value more than it costs to grade the card. So, and then remember, like, even if it's a 9 or a 10 in current set, could be a low population. But that's going to give you the value that you want for the card. It's also going to keep it safe. that I highly recommend that for investing. Make sure you get yourself some graded cards because that's something that long term will only increase in value, in my opinion, or at least hold the value that you have into it to where you're not going to lose anything.
And I want to touch on that too. A lot of people have asked me as well, like, what cards should I get graded? First of all, get anything graded that you really like and enjoy and you want to have for yourself. If you have a favorite Pokemon out there and you want this card encased, safe, and you're going to be really happy with it, get it graded, even if it's a 3. If it's something that you've got from the EX area and you can't find anywhere else, or the price is outrageous and you love this card, get it graded, get it safe. It's even if it looks bad, it's going to look better in a case. But as far as a investing standpoint, I think that anything that you have in Hidden Fates right now should be graded. There's so many people out there looking for 10s and 9s, and they want a complete slab collection of Hidden Fates right now.
Yes.
And it is flying off eBay. You can't put it on there fast enough before it gets sold, and you have to try to find a product to replace it. Hidden Fates are the things right now, the cards right now to get graded. And, of course, anything Charizard, right? Anything out of Cosmic Eclipse, Unbroken Bonds, even the Blastoise out of Unbroken Bonds, right? That's pretty much the last Blastoise that's really... Actually, it was the first Blastoise in a hyper rare format, I believe. That card's going for a lot of money. So any of the 3 starters I would send out there. But Hidden Fates, if you guys have any that's not inside your master collection that's hanging out, even if it's a baby shiny, the card may be worth $5 raw, but if you get a 10 on it, I guarantee it'll sell for at least $30 to $40. So if you think about it, if the card, you bought the pack for $4, you got the shiny out of it, you paid the $10 through a middleman to go ahead and get your card graded, that's a total investment of $14 for that card. You sell it on eBay for $30 to $40. You're doubling, if not a double, and some extra, after eBay costs and stuff, of course, profit. Now, it's another one of those things where it's not a quick turnover because we all know PSA hangs out for 6 months right now on average, and we don't know what CGC is like yet and what the cards are truly going for. And a lot of people don't want to send to Beckett because they're really hard with Pokemon cards, but they also have subgrades. So that's something you got to make a decision to what you want to do with yourself, and if you have that time to wait. But if you have Hidden Fates product and you're looking for something to do right now to get graded to potentially make on individual cards, I highly recommend anything Hidden Fates, baby shiny or not.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up CGC because I think I made a mistake the first bulk order I did because I didn't have the subgrades. I haven't gotten it back yet, but it's moving right along in the timeline that they said it would. But I do believe my cost is $6.80 with the package that I got, and it's $5 to. So you're at $11.80, and of course a middleman's going to charge you, probably like $2 extra.
Yeah.
So let's just call it $14.
Yeah.
But I think with CGC, I think the CGC value is going to be just like you said, with Beckett. Like I think you need to have the subgrades on it. I'm interested to see how my cards come back and look, but I wish I could have gone back in time and just paid the extra money to have the subgrades. But I think with CGC that I think that they're going to do very well. I think in Pokemon. PSA is just a mess. It's just an absolute mess. But it is what it is. It's been that way for so long. But I literally just I had one that I sent in one day after each other. They were received one day after each other. I got one of the packages back 5 weeks ago, and the other one is still set in stage 3 of 8.
Wow.
1 day difference between them. It is and there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
And they can't give you any answers. So, but just if someone asked me, hey, where would you grade a card? If it's a new set and it's really clean and you think that it could get a full BGS 10, all subgrades, that's where I would go.
Yeah.
If it looks like it's gonna have, it might be a PSA 10, but it's not gonna be all the way. To get a perfect 10 of BGS, I would just either do CGC or PSA, just based on whichever one that you like that think that it looks better.
Yeah, that Beckett 10 or Black Label from Beckett really kind of differentiates the card from all the others. If you can get that 10 or that Black Label 10, it really does. for example, to touch on what you just said, a Zacian Gold from base Sword and Shield went out to Beckett and got a black label, went on eBay and just sold about a month ago for $1,900 and some change because it was a black label 10. So, yeah, that black label makes a difference, but for every one of them that gets a black label, in my opinion, 500 have been sent. Because it's just one of those things that's hard to get. And that's why a lot of people send to PSA because they're more likely to get a 10, whereas in Beckett they would get a 9.5. A 10 also looks better for a collector. It looks nice to have a perfect 10 on there. And PSA just essentially kind of made themselves into the staple of Pokemon grading service. Like, if you grade anything, it's, you know, Pokemon related. It's like, oh, what's the PSA grade on it? Nobody says what's the CGC or says what's the Beckett grade on there. They always refer to PSA first, then Beckett, and now eventually somewhere in the dust will be CGC. Where it's like, if it's comics, nobody says what PSA grade did you get for this comic. They say, what CGC grade did you get for this comic? Sports cards, nobody says what PSA grade did it get. They say, what Beckett grade did they get? So everybody has their own kind of thing that they go to, and Pokemon has been PSA, which is why it's a nut house over there right now, and you can't get a straight answer from them. But like Adam touched up on, if you have that Beckett 10 and you think you have the Beckett 10, and I know I'm a collector myself, and I think all my cards are 10s. But if you truly think that you have that 10, send it out to Beckett. Highly recommend it. The card is going to go basically viral if it gets that black label on it. It's going to sell really easily.
And I'm glad you said that. It triggered for me. And Pokemon Hollow said in chat, for me, it's PSA only. If BGS isn't black or gold label, people won't buy it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there's some other middlemen out there like Scott Emmer and some other guys you see on Facebook. But of course, I'm going to say go to Rusty. And I think what Rusty does, I think it's $2. He'll give you his professional opinion. So, and I mean, this guy knows his stuff 1,000 times more than I do. You know, I mean, I wouldn't even start to begin on the knowledge that he has. And so if you really think that it's going to be a potential Beckett, BGS 10, send it to him, pay the extra $2, get his opinion, because if he comes back and says, no, I don't think it will, then be like, okay, man, send it to PSA for me. Yeah. Because it's a good point. PSA 9, I do believe and the market shows, is that a PSA 9 sells more than a Beckett 9.5 or a Beckett 9.
Yeah,
so.
The numbers definitely truly don't lie. I mean, you guys make a great point. That's why I only sent to Beckett if you think you have a 10. And yeah, you're right, Rusty. I mean, he's super knowledgeable. I actually had him on the Pokecast about 2 months ago now, roughly. I'm on the Pokecast. So if you guys are new to the channel and you guys haven't seen the Pokecast, definitely go back. I have it on their playlist. Check out mine and Rusty's Pokecast. The guy is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, it's crazy how much he knows about a specific card, even. You know what I mean? Down to, the nitty gritty. So, you're right. I mean, I would definitely pay the extra $2 for a professional opinion because he's been around for a long time. He's sent more PSA cards out there than I can count in a lifetime. And I would definitely trust his professional opinion on that. I completely agree on that.
Well, and that's I talked to Rusty. I haven't talked to him in the past couple of weeks, obviously, with a bunch of stuff going on, but I try to touch base with him as much as I can. And, going back to Darkness Ablaze, I was looking at maybe making some purchases on some vintage stuff, and he said, dude, man, if I was you, I would just put all that money towards Darkness Ablaze. So I mean, and he's just totally cool. I mean, he's an open book kind of like me, but I mean, his knowledge is, I'll help you as much as I can. But sometimes if you ask me something, I might end up asking him. Yeah. I mean, he's just a great guy. I mean, I love him to death. I mean, he's just done so well for us. And I mean, our shop wouldn't be anywhere near what it was if it wasn't for him. So, I mean, that's just, he's just a great guy.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree. And I also saw your Darkness Ablaze post as well. You posted something about ETBs, said you heard it here first. Buy up these ETBs. They're going to be worth something. It's going to be a great investment piece for y'all. And I saw a bunch of ETBs that just got stocked up at Target the other day, searching for Champion's Path. and I almost considered buying the whole lot. If I didn't spend so much in Champion's Path, I would have, because yeah, I mean, you make really good points with Darkness Blaze being that set that kind of got triumphed by Champion's Path and can just make a resurgence. Although it was kind of popular, right, with the VMAX Charizard, but as fast as it came, it kind of just lost its momentum coming into the Champion's Path.
And I think that that's what's going to keep it long term, is that it does have a nice pull card, you know, and that's what's really interesting about this set. And I think that that's why it's going to do really well, because it's going to maintain long term. Everybody loves Charizard card, so it's not going to be as high as demand, because you can get 2 Charizards out of Champion's Path, or, you know, I mean, whatever future sets hold as well. But, you know, like right now, I mean, and that's where I'll try to get this information and relay it on. And like right now, I have 2 ETBs shipped for $60 on my store, because I try to help the community be able to spend some money to invest, because they are $39.99 when you go retail. So like an item like that, to where the demand isn't as high right now, I sell it for a little bit less, but give you guys the option to be able to make an investment piece. Mm-hmm. So I think that there's just some stuff that you see out there, and stuff that I personally try to do with the store to help people out.
Now, speaking of Charizards, my question to you is, I'm sure you've seen the prices of the current Charizards on the market right now coming out of Champion's Path. What's your opinion on those prices, and what do you think the Charizards will be? Let's give it about a month. Raw value, of course.
What's going to happen is exactly what I believe happened with Hidden Fates, is that at first, super high, you know, because everybody's going to pull it, but everybody that gets it now is going to want to sell it. You know, I mean, I'm sure that there's some people out there, but I mean, when you look at Facebook groups, yeah, they're dumpster fires, but every single person is selling their Charizard. So it's at really, really high right now. High supply, high demand, if you think about it, because everybody that's going to pull it is going to want to sell it right now. Mm-hmm. So you have high supply and high demand right now. So eventually what's going to happen is that it's going to crash. It's going to crash here in probably 6 weeks or so, just like the Hidden Face Charizard did. And now it's going to go back up on the upswing after that. So long term, you'll be fine. But you're going to, I mean, well, I had now granted, this was graded, but with my Charizards, I sold a PSA 10 for like $1,200, and then about 6 weeks later, I sold a PSA 10 for $500. So, but if you look at it now, it's regained its value again. Yeah. So now I think that that's what you're going to see with the raw cards. Everybody's going to want to flip them real quick, and then so that's going to crash the market. But then it's going to go dark as they become less available after October's done, and then you're going to see them go back up on the upswing and hold their value and become valuable again. Now,
that also, though, you brought up flipping. So the people that are buying these Charizards potentially right now can be flippers, right? I mean, essentially, they can be following the Gary V motto and buying up a card at this price where it's readily available, and then potentially trying to flip it up themselves. Do you think it's going to cause the Charizards to maybe prolong their value before the crash? I mean, that's what I'm seeing. It's potentially like the people that are buying these cards up right now aren't grabbing them for the collection because they want to keep them forever, or maybe they're actually getting it graded after they buy them raw to get a higher value. That's also that possibility, right? But there's also that possibility where they can be just buying the card and putting it right back on eBay for an extra $100, an extra $200, which could potentially start more momentum for the cards to go up in value. I think, in my opinion, when the population report finally hits PSA and the Beckett's, then we'll kind of figure out what the market looks like, how many Charizards are out there, and how many raw potentially still can be out there. And then that's when it'll kind of balance itself out. Now, that's my personal opinion. I can be wrong. Anybody in the chat, definitely put your opinions in if I'm wrong. And you too, Adam, if you think I'm wrong in that, definitely don't mind discussing it at all.
Well, I think you're right. And, you know, right now it's hot. A couple weeks from now, basically through October, it's gonna be hot. I mean, that's just what the trend seems like. You know, and I mean, I think you have to look at kind of apples to apples in regards to This is you know, a 3.5 set, and the previous set that was hot like this is Hidden Fates. But there are some variances. Obviously, Hidden Fates has the shiny vault, which is, it keeps it unique in its own way. But I think that you have to look at it from the standpoint that since we're going to have ETBs and doubles and all that stuff pretty much from now all the way through the end of October and, you know, first couple of weeks of November, that's going to be really strong pricing on that Charizard as people continue to buy it to look for it. But I think what's going to happen is, like you said, you know, you're going to get that guy that bought it for $500 raw, and then he turns and flips it for 600, and then that guy might flip it, and so on and so forth. And I think that that's what's going to help actually just create the crash. I mean, if you look at a graph, I mean, this thing's going to go sky high, which it is right now, and I think you're going to see just an absolute crash on it for, you know, maybe a month or so, but then it's going to correct itself, and it'll eventually get back to very, you know. So if it was me personally, if I was going to sell it, I would sell it right now, while I could get the price that I wanted, or I would hold on to it long term. But if I needed money right now, I wouldn't hold on to it. I'd immediately sell it as fast as I could right now, in my opinion. There's a gentleman that said that he was talking about in regards to Darkness Ablaze. He personally doesn't think it's a good set to invest. 224 PSA 10s versus 18 9s, which indicates fantastic print quality, low pop cards, and maintaining and increased value. I don't look at the, and you know, you're exactly right. I mean, that's a good set as far as there's going to be a lot of PSA 10s, but I think I look at it from the standpoint of, like, you look at the 2-pack blisters. That's really been the first time that they've done that. So the people that, like myself, that are sitting on those 4 cases of 2-pack blisters, those are going to be really valuable pieces when you look at it to what you can profit from what you pay for it. I guess that's kind of what I'm meaning in regards to, like, you look at it from a booster box standpoint, you know, like master cases of booster box. I don't think that you would look at it exactly for a card for card standpoint, meaning that the people that want the cases of booster boxes aren't going to be able to find them as readily with Darkness Ablaze, as I think it's going to do a last call very soon. So that's what's going to create the value, not the actually individual cards, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And what I really find interesting is me and you are sitting here, right? And the chat also has their opinions also. And we're just all still kind of speculating, right?
Absolutely.
And the speculation really is what kind of drove the craze for Champion's Path, because everybody's trying to speculate whether it's going to be like Hidden Fates. So I think that is a big reason why this set is just absolutely insane. I think it'd be equivalent to a Steam Siege if it wasn't for the 2 Charizards. But, you know, we're speculating. And I think us two aren't speculating. The whole market is. And that's why there's people still waiting in line at Walmarts and still going to be waiting next week to see if there's a resurgence of shipments in the stores. That's why people, you know, are calling you, all kinds of other, you know, buyers and sellers out there. It's all a mere speculation, and everybody wants a piece of the pie. And that's why I find right now the situation that we're in these last, you know, in this last month even, is just fascinating, because this is different. Absolutely. And we haven't really seen this in Pokemon. You know, Pokemon was always readily available. It was always on the shelves. The market wasn't always as crazy. And ever since the pandemic, even a little bit before, you know, Pokemon Go caused the resurgence of Pokemon. Then it kind of fell down a little bit. And now, the closer that we got to the pandemic, it just all of a sudden just broke all the windows in the market value charts, you know? And is just making crazy moves. I think it's just a very interesting time, and I just like to speculate about what might happen with Pokemon and what we'll see in the near future as far as sets and investing and keeping what you want and selling what may not be valuable in the future.
Well, it's you know, you just touch base on, like, with COVID and everything, you know, I mean, it's a scary time right now. Nobody knows what's going on. You know, I mean, you got schools that have opened, that have closed, and look at it from the standpoint, like you said, Pokemon's crazy right now because people are at home. They're playing the game, or they're wanting to just open the cards to collect it. I mean, look at the gaming industry, like your PlayStations and your Xboxes. Like, you can't go to a GameStop and find a headset or a controller or anything anywhere. It's getting better, but for months, you know, and I think that kind of ties back to Pokemon. Like, I mean, I don't know what issues that they're having, but they have to be having some challenges logistically. I mean, because it's every industry is going to have logistic issues getting raw material to make the product. And I think that comes into play a lot with, you know, if they don't have the packaging to produce the ETBs, well, guess what? You know, they're going to cut the ETBs and then push out the pin boxes or what have you. Yeah. So you're right. We're totally speculating, but, you know, they could say come October, you know, after they do the October launch of ETBs, they could say, hey, we're going to do another launch for the holidays. Yeah. But we just have to go with the information that we have now that they're not going to do it. But Pokemon changes their mind whenever they want. And they can, because obviously they license the product. But I think you look at the history of it, like you said, I think Champions Path is going to be great. I think it's going to be a great value piece. Not as high as Hidden Fates, but it'll hold the value if you get it right. And I mean, just be a smart shopper. You know, like you said, when you go to Walmart, people are waiting for the restocks. You know, go introduce yourself like we talked about. Go introduce yourself to the guy. He'd be like, hey, Bob, you know, when do you restock? Oh, I restock at such and such time. Well, hey, man, here's my cell phone. Do you mind texting me if you have this? Yeah. I mean, yeah, it depends on if the guy or gal's cool or not, but that's what I've done.
Yeah. You'd be surprised, too, how many people respond to that, you know, in a positive way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just think of it from a different aspect. Attack it from a different angle. Instead of waiting for the product, go get it. And I mean, if you want to touch, like these right here, you know, I mean, it took me some hours of negotiating with Walmart, but I was able to buy their $49 and $59 boxes on Walmart.com, ship them to the store, and get them for the $19.99 and $22.99 price. I mean, it just requires a little bit of effort on your part, a little bit of salesmanship, but you can get the product out there. You've just got to be smart about it. And I think that's where you use the resources like us. And that's going to help you guys as a consumer in the long run, if that makes any sense.
Not Shivam actually makes a good point. He says, I'm just content with my vintage. And I completely agree. Like, vintage is definitely the way to go right now. If you're just getting in and you want something to hold on to that's definitely going to have some kind of value, guaranteed, right?
I bought this. We opened it up live, and I sent some of the cards actually to get graded. But I bought this Diamond and Pearl Stormfront.
Nice.
For $900.
Wow.
And right now I see them listed for $3,000 on eBay.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's not as vintage as the vintage WotC, but you know, if you can shop and get good prices on black and white and stuff like that, I mean, you've got a pretty good investment piece. It's the wrong time to do it right now since it is so high. You would need to go back a few weeks, but you know, just keep your eye out for, you know, auctions and stuff like that. But yeah, he makes a great point. Anything vintage and I mean, anything really black and white and older would really be good investment pieces in my opinion.
Well, that kind of brings me to my next point though, is, you know, we talked about the mere speculation. Eventually Father Time wins every single time, and we're all going to get older. The stuff that we're talking about today, 2020, 2019 with Hidden Fates, this stuff is going to become vintage. Yep. We're just trying to find out in this current market what is worth in investing in that will be that high price that we're seeing, the base, the fossil, you know, and whatnot. Of course, that's always going to be older, but eventually 20 years down the road, this will be considered vintage. And we're trying to see what is going to be valued at the most at that point in time. And trying to, you know, balance a speculation, you know, spectrum of what to get and what not to get for future endeavors. I guess I should say.
Hey, you need the self-control like we discussed.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean that's the thing. And think about it. You know, we always, you know, you look back. Oh man, when I was in high school, I could have picked up these packs at a 7-Eleven. I'm sitting on a fortune. Well, so our psyche is, oh well, that was so long ago. These aren't going to be that valuable. Yeah. And it really takes self-control to hold on to a box of awesome-looking Champions Path pen sets.
Yeah.
And you know, if I can make $500 on them, that's awesome. Well, that's what creates it 20 years down the road that there's no product left because of all those scenarios. And I think that helps Pokemon. The time that we're in right now, like this is a perfect example. you do not go out and buy a Stormfront box for $3,000 right now.
No.
You just don't, because those will correct. Back down to, I think like Stormfront, like I think those will correct down to like $1,500 or something like that. But let's look at 20 years down the road. That's where I think that if you can wait that long, that's what you're going to see. So you bring up a good point. It's just going to take the self-control of the end user to say, hey, I can actually hold on to this for 20 years and I can bypass looking at making a few $100.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to create that. But yeah, I still think that these sets, like you said, will be valuable years down the road.
Yeah. And even like you said with the gas station packs, I mean, for that in high school for me was Skyridge, right? Gas station packs in Walmart. Like, who would ever thunk that we're talking about $1,000 packs, and selling at that price, no problem, and the demand for it. I would have never thought something that I saw legitimately hanging at a 7-Eleven right by the freaking Skittles and the gummy worms would be worth what it is today. No one would have thought that. So
well, now we think that, since I can see all this in Walmart and Target and all this stuff, it's not even worth anything.
Yeah.
Well, think about it back in 1999.
Same
it
thing.
was in Walmarts and Targets and 7-Elevens and gas stations.
Exactly.
So it's like you said, Father Time wins. You just have to have the ability to say, I can hold on to this for 20 years. Go lock it away in a safe.
Yeah.
And just forget about it. And then 20 years down the road, when you open it, you're like, holy cow, I've got a Champions, I've got a sealed case of Champions Path ETBs 20 years from now.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Pokemon just dies, and which it won't, you're going to have a huge value compared to what you paid.
Yeah.
No problem.
And Mega Teddy Ursa also made a good point. Hidden Fates is living proof of that. I agree. I think it's well established now that Hidden Fates is going to be that set that 20 years down the road is going to be extremely valuable, right? The Shiny Ball is absolutely amazing. And not even for, I guess, what I'm trying to say is as a collector, Hidden Fates is awesome. So the collectors down the road 20 years from now are going to think that this Hidden Fates set that we got to witness in this age and get to open a bunch of is awesome. Now, granted, we all know that there's a bunch of Hidden Fates prints. I don't even know what print we're on anymore. 4, 5, 6, who knows? But even though with all these prints and what these cards already so available, 20 years down the road, it's still not going to be, and it's just going to be one of those sets that we all look back on, even in our age, and say, wow, I remember opening up Hidden Fates. It was such a fun set to open. I want to get a pack or two, or I want to look into my stats, see if I have any more, and remember what it was to open Hidden Fates. It's just one of those sets, and I agree. It's living proof. Now, though, we're trying to find, quote-unquote, a Hidden Fates with Champion's Path or what else, and to see what that next set is going to be like for everybody. I don't think it's going to happen for a while, but the people that are new to Pokemon and collecting right now missed out on Hidden Fates, so Champion's Path is the next best thing as far as the 3.5 holiday set, and that's why it's as crazy as it is, especially with the announcement of 2 Charizards, of course.
Well, and so let's use this. So just a little FYI out there for everybody. I don't know if you can read that.
Yeah, it's good. It came out really good.
11.5 G. So this is this is print number 3. I just know that from when I had it, but we're on print number 4, obviously, of Hidden Fates 10. So let's say, is this box as valuable as the original print run? And the answer to that is no. And well, how do I find out if it's an original print run or not? So if you are buying by the case, 2 things. First, if you're buying by the case and you want to leave it sealed, you need to tell the person that you're buying it from, please pack this in another box. Because if people are just opening them, I actually ship them in these boxes. That's how they were shipped to me.
Yeah.
But take a look at the label, and if it says do not sell before this date, that is the original launch. So for instance, the XY Evolutions booster boxes that have that retail date of 2016, they are more expensive than the ones that don't have the date because those are reprints.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell if you have an original versus a reprint. So, and if you'll notice, actually, on these reprints, there's no stop tape or anything like that. This
Yeah.
is a sealed case. This is how it
Wow.
came. It didn't even have the sealed tape on it anymore, like the original print runs did.
Now, have you noticed any difference in the cards themselves? Whether, there's a lot of talk out there that there's a gloss different. One is a little bit more matte. One is more gloss.
Yep.
When did you see that difference occur? Was it the second print one? Was it the third, or was it the fourth?
It was the second run, and to be honest, I haven't really followed and I was curious myself if the original cards hold more value. Like if I have a PSA 10 of the original one, and then I have a PSA 10 of the one that has the texture on it, am I going to get more for the one that doesn't have the texture? I don't even know if someone listed saying that. I would venture to say that obviously the non-full texture one would be more prominent, if you will. Someone's actually really wanting to collect it. I would pay a little bit more to buy a PSA 10 Charmeleon that was not full textured versus a PSA 10 one that was.
I think it's going to make a big difference in the future. I think it's going to make a big difference in the future. Like 10 years down the road, people are going to want the first print runs, and they're going to figure out a way to find it.
Yep, and it's
going to be like a first edition kind of.
That's why I wanted to show you guys that. Remember, if it has the retail date, not sell by, that means that you have an original print run. If not, you have a reprint.
Yeah, it's gonna.
And that goes for like the double boxes. It doesn't matter what the box is. The initial case will have the not sell before retail date. So that's how you know you have an original set. It doesn't matter if it's tens or boxes or booster boxes. That's how you're gonna tell if it's original or a reprint.
I got Mega Teddy Ursa asking a question. I haven't opened much Champions Path. My question is, how is the card quality? In Hidden Fades, it was not only rare cards like the shiny cards, but it was hard to grade. With Champions Path, that will be a massive factor. From I've opened so far, the card quality is not bad. I was so excited to open it, I really didn't even look into it in depth, and I probably should. I have some on the side I can go over and look. Actually, we're going to open up some today eventually here, probably in the next 15-20 minutes, but we can go over the card quality, see what the center looks like. But from what I've seen so far with people pulling rare cards, they haven't really complained about it being too off-centered or in bad shape. I mean, we're in a modern printing era. It's going to be a lot harder to mess up cards unless we're talking Burning Shadows, and Burning Shadows is just absolutely it's on a world of its own, right? But aside from Burning Shadows, everything else has been printed pretty well. Centering is always going to be a big thing because, the cards do get cut different in the machine every once in a while. And I think, Nashivan made a great point saying that there's going to be a lot of higher population 10s and 9s because we're in a modern printing area. We should expect cards to be in great quality. But
absolutely. And that's why everybody wants like a PSA 8 of a modern card.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let's face it. If you have major centering issues, and again, it goes back to like Rusty. If you're gonna eventually want to resell or invest the card, pay the $2 to get the opinion on it. If you can't tell yourself, reach out to Facebook market groups or whatever. But if you have a card that's going to grade an 8, leave it raw.
Yeah,
just put it in your set to create your master collection.
Exactly. And Kiki Monster asked the question here: will there be more Champions Path reprints because they're sold out almost everywhere already? So, if you're just joining in, for anybody that just did, Adam said that towards the end of our Pokecast, he's going to release 20 ETBs out there. They're going to be packaged together, so it's going to be 2 ETBs together for $60 a piece. It'll come out to $120 for 2 ETBs that he's going to do as a special towards the end of the Pokecast. So we put his website into the live chat, and he'll make it live right before the end of the stream, so you guys can go on there and snag yourself up 2 ETBs for $60 a piece. You're pretty much, you're not going to find that price anywhere. Let's just be honest. Online, you're just not going to find that price unless you get lucky at Walmart and can find it for $49.99. Even after tax, you're still paying, $54 and some odd cents? And you're saying it's $60 per ETB. You're doing double packs. It's going to be $120 out the door shipped, right?
Well, let's, all right. Well, first thing that I'd like to get into to the raw cost of it and how much does it cost. If you're okay with that, maybe.
Go for it. I'm down. Go for it.
So first of all, let's just give away a Champions Path ETB at the end. Let's just do that. I'm down for doing that. Let's just
Okay.
hook somebody up.
All right, sweet. So we'll do a Champions Path ETB giveaway at the end. So if you guys are hanging out for the stream till the end, we'll do a spin the wheel. That's the route we're gonna take. Spin the wheel route. Whatever person it lands on will be the winner of an ETB from Champions Path.
Yep. And so, I mean, unless you guys want to do a question or something, I'm totally down for whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But let's get into the raw cost of what it's really costing these people out there, what it's really costing me out there to
I'm definitely down here.
giving you guys these products. So it goes back to the totem pole, how high you are on the totem pole or how much you're buying really. I guess not high on the totem pole. Let's just say you need to buy a lot. Okay, so if you're going to become a distributor, it's really simple. You set up an LLC, and I recommend this. If you guys a YouTube channel and you do a ton of openings, look into this, and I'm more than happy to help you guys get to that point. If you need to do that, if you're really opening a lot of product, retail, whatever. But it all goes back to the shipping. If I'm buying small amounts, the shipping divided over the cost of units is going to dictate whether, I can make money or not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it boils down to. So I buy, I don't know if you guys saw the picture, but I try to buy by the pallet, which is about 900. This pallet was about 900 pounds. It had 50 something cases on it of product, between Hidden Fates and Champions Path only. I paid $30 for the Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes. Okay. So by the time, what I do is, since I buy so much and the shipping wasn't near this much, but what I do is I put $1 on each unit to cover the shipping that it costs to put on that pallet to get to me. So we're at $31. Okay. So I take that and I'm going to go put that on my Shopify site or eBay or what have you. Okay. So let's say I take my $31 that I have right now, and then I'm going to add $1 for my packaging cost to make sure that I get it to the person safely. So now I'm at $32. Okay. So I'm going to take that $32 and then I'm going to put whatever price I want on it. So let's say, and this is why you don't see these at MSRP. So increased USPS costs, UPS, everybody's gone up. They say they're going up again for the holiday season. So I'm at my $32 and I set my price. Let's say I set my price at the $49.99, which is $50. My average cost to ship these right now is almost $9 a unit.
Wow.
And that's why I like the combo. So granted, if I ship it to Florida, I'm paying $7, but I'm paying up to $14 right now, and I'm selecting UPS over USPS to ship like a 2-pack to Washington. It's crazy. Yeah. So let me take my $32 and let me add my average cost. Let's just say the average cost is $8. Let's go with a little bit lower, just for easy math. I'm at $40 right now, okay, and I want to sell it for $50. Well, so I haven't taken any of the percentages of Shopify fees or PayPal fees or eBay fees off that. So personally, I like to push, and I didn't list any of these on eBay. I listed them all on Shopify. Yeah. Shopify is 3%. Okay, so 3% of $50 is $1.50. So I'm at all in $41.50 for that unit.
Yeah,
that I'm going to sell for $49.99, and that's why you see people are scared about COVID, like they may have been, like personally, I was put on furlough for 6 months. I was scared of my income. That's why I ended up just putting a lot of time in the store. But that's why you're seeing people charge so much more than MSRP, because they're wanting to make more than $8 a unit.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's it buying at the pallet level. So if I'm not buying at the pallet level and I'm a smaller seller, because I mean, I'm a small seller, but if I'm the smaller guy,
yeah, I
mean, they could be $3 to $4 more per unit.
Wow.
So I mean, you got to think about it when all is said and done. They're not making much money on that.
No.
We're not making much money on that. But let's look at it from the standpoint, if I sell thousands of units at $8 profit, sure, I'm making good money. But that's why you're seeing people jack these prices up. And I mean, that's just the honesty of it. And that's why I don't want to go near that high, because these people that are charging $100 a unit, that's what they're paying.
Yeah.
That's what they're all in at. We're all in at the same thing, and people
Yep.
like to keep that hidden. And that's one thing that you'll never get from me personally, is that I am an open book. I'm totally transparent. And I think that that's important, not only from the customer service, but also I think the customer will understand that, like, personally, I got to pay $20,000 for a roof,
Yeah.
you know? And I mean, so that's why I'm telling people, hey, man, I'm at 59, even though I really want to be at 49,
Yeah.
but for two reasons. I don't want to be at 49.99 because that person's going to turn around and jack it up. I actually canceled a guy's order. He tried to buy me out of everything, and his PayPal was a gaming, a collectible
man.
store. So he was literally just going to take my product and flip it. So I
Yeah.
canceled his order, only because I saw that. I mean, I don't know what people are going to do with it, but I mean, that's the real deal with the Champions Path ETBs.
Yeah.
That's where we're at, and I mean, that's just for your guys' knowledge. I mean, for any time like that, I'm an open book. Whatever you guys want to ask.
And then your situation too is a little bit different because you actually went and had to rent a U-Haul truck and spend gas money to go and pick up your shipment, correct?
So I had, we went back, and for those that weren't here at the very beginning, they're working on sending people product later and later, to where it's very difficult for us to get the product and have it in the customer's hands by launch day.
Yeah.
Of course, we had the hurricane. I was affected by the hurricane, hence why I need a new roof. I've got a 5x5 hole in my roof right now, a nice little sunroof.
Crazy.
But so I just lost my train of thought. What were we talking about here?
Picking up the units for.
Yes. I'm sorry. Thank you. So my shipment was so delayed to where I wasn't even going to get my pallet until this upcoming Thursday. So that's obviously unacceptable and not going to happen. So with that being said, it worked out okay. Granted, all of my customers have been totally cool and totally understand, but that's why my items are delayed. And many others had that because there was riots in this city and riots in that city, so you're seeing delays all over the place. But what was really cool for me is that, and that's why you want to make these relationships, my distributor was so upset with how long it was taking to get my product that they actually allocated me more product, which granted, I paid for, obviously.
Yeah.
But then they sent it UPS Express to where it got to me before my pallet got to me, so I could start processing orders. So the good thing is that I actually ended up having more product that I could fulfill orders and offer to get into the hands of more people.
Yeah.
The bad thing is that, I mean, I literally had to recreate the wheel to get the product here.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to do,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I wish I had everybody by their launch day. But hopefully people understand that, unfortunately, now we're in the situation where delays are going to happen. But I'll go the extra mile anytime to make sure that people are covered. But that was what was really cool about that story, is that I ended up getting an additional 8 cases of Hidden Fates 10s and an additional 80 Champions Path ETBs that I was not allocated for. So which is
cool. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, for sure. And, I don't think anybody's really going to be mad at you for not getting out the orders in time and stuff, because I think they're witnessing firsthand, going to the stores, not being able to find it, how hard this product right now is to get.
Yep.
So I think it's more than understandable that, I'm sure that the people that are getting their product late are happy to be getting product and thankful to be getting product. And the fact that you, went out of your way to get it to you as soon as possible so you can actually start, going through the process of sending
it. And I appreciate you saying that, because, I mean, that's what I really pride myself on. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, this was created for my son. And ultimately, one day, I'd like for him to, he sees the challenges, and hopefully this is a learning experience for him, and he'll eventually be able to, help me process these orders and pack these orders, and Harrison as well. And but it just goes back to, there's so many bad people out there that are taking advantage of this situation.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't mean that they're just bad in this situation. I'm not saying that they're bad, terrible people, but what they're doing here, in my opinion, is wrong. And I went out and I looked at all the prices. Like I think Poke Nerds was, and there's many of smaller reputable guys out there, but when you start comparing yourself to larger people, Poke Nerds was at $75.95.
Yeah.
And just so you know, I actually, when I first started with Champions Path, I sold some cases to some people over $400.
Wow.
And then I opened up pre-orders at $44.97 and sold a bunch of those, which is $5 under MSRP.
Yeah.
And then I went to $49.99. So I mean, I had a lot of product that was moved at MSRP or below, which is where I usually try to be. I usually try to save you a trip to the store and get you your product right to your door.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just pretty wild right now. But like we said, the integrity part is just super important, and the fact that you were able to take care of everybody the way you did is at the right price, right? At the best thing that you can possibly do. Because it's just crazy right now. And we got another place, like, what are they called? Mythical Games, completely shut down, and no one's got their money back. Did they take the money and run? Like, what's going on with that? They just kind of shut down the site and said nothing. Left with the wind, gone with the wind. So, that hurt a lot of people, and it affected a lot of people. And we're going to have to see what happens with that whole situation, which, who knows. But yeah, so did you want to, I know there's some more people that are popping in right now, and they actually are talking about a bunch about buying and selling right now. Did you want to just go ahead and reiterate what you're going to do with the ETBs for a limited quantity, for a limited time, towards the end of the stream for anybody else popping in right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to offer you guys 20, if I can do more, we'll coordinate through Instagram. I try to always communicate now through Instagram to you guys. I try to be fair because used to I would take a whole bunch of orders and Instagram and Facebook Messenger, and now that I've become so busy, I'm going to generate everything just through PokeCharles.com, just so you guys know if you want to do business with us in the future, which we would very much appreciate. I want to do that because I'll always work deals with people if we're bundling the right things or whatever. I'm going to drive everything through the site now. So just keep that in mind. But I will communicate out everything through Instagram, which will go through Twitter. But what we're going to offer you guys is that we're going to do 20 ETBs at 2-packs. So 10 people. And I'm sorry, I just don't have enough product to be able to offer to everybody. If I could, I would. And if I do, I always like to keep my count lower than what I think I actually have, because again, it kind of goes back to, I made a deal with this guy on Instagram and I totally forgot about it because it's not on my Shopify store. So then I'm like, oh shoot, I offered him a case. So anyways, I'm going to offer you guys 10 people will be able to get a 2-pack ETB for what, $120, $119.99.
Yep.
That's right. Is my math right on that?
Yep.
59 each. Yep. So I want to offer that to you guys. I'll edit that on the site and make that available. That'll go ahead and be product that will actually immediately ship, probably Monday or Tuesday. But I just wanted to offer that to you guys just to thank you for having me on here, and very appreciative of your community, your support. You've been a great help to me, and just want to be able to offer that. And we'll also do a giveaway for a Champions Path ETB, but we can also do Hidden Fates 10 if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I'm down, and I really appreciate it also, and I know everyone in here, also you do have a YouTube channel yourself, so if you guys don't know, definitely check out PokeCharles, go say hi to him, go watch some of his videos, and subscribe to the channel. He does do videos as well, and you answer questions, you answer back to people in the comments as well, and follow you on Instagram, follow you on Twitter. I mean, it's PokeCharles all over the place, so definitely give him a follow with any questions as well. And do you want to schedule a time frame after the Pokecast that you're going to go ahead and edit that on the website? That way, anybody that was not a part of this group can get on there and get that price when, you know what I mean? I want to make sure that everybody that's in the chat can get that price at a certain time after the Pokecast and to just get ready and refresh and get ready for.
And let's just say this in advance. It's going to be, I'm not going to set the hard code limit because I need to go into the code and edit the limit. And it's just, please only buy 1 2-pack.
Yeah.
If you put it in for more than 1 2-pack, I'm going to cancel your order and then you're not going to get anything. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I want everybody to be able to have a fair chance. So when you check out, if you're able to check out, the inventory's there. You check out with a 2-pack, okay? Because I can see the orders. If someone tries to order 2 or 3 of them, I'm just going to cancel the order outright, and you will get 0. So, not trying to be mean, but that's
understandable. I think the Rob Mob, everybody in here is totally fair. We all know each other through here. We all talk regularly, so I think everybody in here is definitely going to be fair and just grab 1. And you're not going to find this anywhere at that price. I mean, this is a great thing that you're doing, and you were honest. You're not making a ton of money off this. You're gonna make what, $10 maybe, give or take, from this whole transaction. So $10 per, per order. So I think a lot of people here are gonna be thankful for that and totally happy. And yes, we are gonna do the Champions Path ETB at the end. And yeah, maybe we'll throw away 10 in here if we get some more likes in here or something, and people start subscribing to the channel that haven't already. You can always check that if you got like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more just subscribers and want to do a Hidden Fates 10. I don't see why not. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I think we need to. I think we need to see who put the thumbs down and call them out and see what's going on.
It's probably because we're not throwing out codes out here, so that's usually typically what happens. But it is what it is. You can't please them all.
No, I well, let's. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go for. I'll go all night, but maybe towards the end, what we'll do is put it at the top of the hour whenever we're finished. So, I guess maybe a little bit later down the road, we could put what time that we're at.
Yeah. So,
because it takes 2 seconds to edit on the site.
Okay.
But that's up to you.
So what we can do is we'll end the Pokecast at a even number, and we'll say 15 minutes. So I will give you guys the exact time to go on there and go ahead and purchase those ETBs. So for example, if it was 8:10, I'd say get on there at 8:25. That's when it's going to go live. Purchase your ETBs then and there. That way I want to make sure that you guys in the chat that have been hanging out and obtaining all this great information me and Adam have been talking about so far can get a chance at that, at those ETBs at the right price. At the right price. So
it's PokeCharles.com, and I just put it in the site.
Okay, perfect.
In the chat.
Perfect. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and, in the meantime, while we got everybody hanging out, I'm going to go ahead and open one of the, I'm going to open up the double. I'll open up the double for everybody. And if Adam, if you want to start collecting maybe some names in the wheel as we're hanging out for the potential giveaway tours at the end.
How do
I can provide some entertainment in the meantime with a nice little double. By the way, I haven't opened any of this so far. I've opened the ETBs on the live, but I haven't opened a box collection of any sort. So I am new to this, as many as you guys are. So let's wish us luck and get some Charizard vibes in the chat.
Anybody know how to the whole list of who is in chat by chance?
I don't even know how to go ahead and go through that whole list. There's 35 people in here right now.
We can go by the participants of who's. I can click the participants of who's actually participating in the chat. Maybe we'll. I don't know. What do you want to do? Maybe open it up to any participant in the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to do it. Or if we can make it simple, if you want to, maybe ask a question, or I don't know, whatever's the easiest way to do it.
I think if you just want to start rattling off a name as you're putting it in, that way that person knows they're in, and any name that hasn't been called out yet will go ahead and fit into the wheel.
All right, well, let's do this. So it's 7:05. So I'll just keep a list on this participant page, and then when you get done doing your opening, that'll be the last person that I add.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
With anybody that's putting anything in the chat, you're going to be on the participant list. You'll be added. So if you're here just watching, just go ahead and drop a dot or something like that. So
For sure. Yep. If you want to be entered in a giveaway, definitely go ahead and participate by putting anything in the comments. Anything will do. That way you can get your chance. I want everybody to have a chance to win one of these great prizes. I think it's freaking awesome. And once again, a big shout out to Adam from Pokemon Charles channel, PokeCharles, for doing something like this. This is awesome. And hopefully we can pull a Zard in the meantime too. That'd be just insane. Hey, but we'll take another Gardevoir full art. There it is. Nice. So I did pull this one already from an ETB. But I'll always take another one because you guys know that I do like to trade for cards that I don't have. So I see myself potentially doing that with this set as well. Everybody's typing in dots, anything, some trophies. So the chat is definitely active right now.
If anybody has, I mean, obviously any questions about anything, I mean, please feel free to ask.
Also, for sure, if you guys want to ask a question, I'll go ahead and read it off as I'm pulling packs. Or pulling cards from packs, I should say. So ask a question if there's anything that you guys want to know about Champion's Path, or investing, or collecting, or YouTubing, or opening. Anything you guys want to know, definitely ask away. I'll ask the first question I see.
How about let's do this when you get done doing your opening and we do this first giveaway. How about since I'll have my camera turned around, maybe I'll open up an ETB, and if we get a Charizard, we'll give it away.
What? That right there would be freaking bananas.
Which Charizard? If we pull either the Charizard, we'll just, I'll box it up real nice and we'll send it off to somebody. How about that?
There it is. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like an epic plan, actually. So we got the Gardevoir so far, and nothing else after that. I got PokeCoby with a question. I'm getting into the business side of Pokemon now, selling quite a bit and buying quite a bit. I was supporting my local store, but it's gotten to the point where it's too much. Okay, so what didn't end up being a question, but I can make it into a question. What would you recommend for PokeCoby to do next, as far as getting product to potentially sell?
Okay, so first step is he needs to. You need to get an LLC or whatever the equivalent is. Most likely, it's just going to be an LLC. You want to do an LLC? I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but basically, if something ever happens, they can only ever come after what is in the LLC. But anyways, I don't really see that happening in Pokemon. But anyways, first thing you need to do is get yourself an LLC to become an official business. It's like $300 a year. And like going back to that price that we talked about of what I'm making, I mean, that's not factoring in, business taxes, business expenses, stuff like that. Like, the person's, where they're storing it, if they're having to store it in storage. I mean, it's just crazy. But what you want to do personally, if you've been doing this, is set up an LLC, and then you're going to get yourself with a distributor. There's multiple distributors out there. I mean, feel free to send me a message. It really depends on your location, honestly, is what I would say. Like, if you're close to GTS distribution, they do a great job. Matt Al does a great job. But, if you live in California, you might not want to do somebody like Matt Al that's out of Kentucky or whatever. You might want to stick with the GTS just straight from the shipping costs. But once you get to that point, you have yourself a distributor. And then at that, it kind of goes back to what we talked about. You really want to focus in and make as few of buys as you can and make bigger buys. That way, that's going to maximize your profit. And that's really going to obviously give you the price that you need to run successfully in the future. But if you need help, obviously I don't know which state and all their stuff, but if you need help walking through all that, I know that was a lot of information to throw out. I'm more than happy to work with anybody and give them all the information that I can. And I can give you contact information to a distributor that you'd want to work with if you want to work with somebody.
Yeah, PokeCoby said, thank you so much. From eBay fees to PayPal to Streamlabs to Discord to shipping, it's all killing my bottom line. I haven't been making money, but I've been making people very happy. Next step is to go green.
Yeah, and keep in mind that I offer everything with free shipping, but obviously I build my shipping cost into it. You just need to be very cognizant of your costs. I recommend, like Shopify or ShipStation or something like that, to where you can get in-depth reporting to really see what you're doing. And I can't stress enough social media. That's your free marketing. But with your eBay fees, I mean, if you're struggling, eBay fees are 10%, you need to add that 10% into your cost immediately. I run higher prices on eBay than I do on the store for that. It costs me 7% more to sell on eBay than it does Shopify.
Yeah. Yeah, eBay is a little bit more expensive. I've sold a few cards on eBay and looked at some of the costs, and it was like, oh man, okay, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's going to unfortunately get to the point with all these continual increases. I mean, I'm not saying it to scare anybody, but I might have to have like a flat fee of $2 or $3 shipping. Even though I want to do free shipping as much as possible, you can't just sit there and continue putting the shipping cost into the price of the product. I mean, You can, but in full transparency, I'd like to, and from your business standpoint, you can write off a lot of your shipping costs, so you don't want to hide that into the cost of your product, if that makes sense.
It does. Megateddy Ursa asked, how do you market for Shopify, if you don't mind me asking? I use eBay, and the market just seems so fruitful.
Yeah, I do obviously a lot of Instagram and Twitter, but I do make sure that you tie all of your website, like your Shopify, to all your Google Analytics, Google Ads. Make sure that you're on Google, with all of your business information. I don't use Facebook, but all my stuff is in Facebook. So just make sure that you're marketing on every social media. But like for Champion's Path, I did do, and I probably didn't even have to do, but I did do a $5 budget a day on Google Ads to specifically draw Champion's Path. And I saw a huge influx from people off of Reddit and some other things that I don't really usually go on. But a key thing to remember, everything on your Shopify or whatever page you use, you need to make sure that you are really easily accessible and read, and an easy store on mobile. I believe it's 80% of all of my stuff, transactions, people do on mobile versus desktop or tablets. So make sure the mobile version of your store is super easy, super accessible, and very user friendly.
These pins they made are actually in pretty good shape. They did some good quality control on the pins. First time I'm actually grabbing one and holding it. I always like to check those out. NC is shipping for me, so maybe he can send some blisters with my order. Let's see if we got another question. I'm getting into selling. Anyone wants CPETBs, guaranteed charge in every other box. $150 US. DM me for details.
I'll take 2.
Yeah, same here. Oh, man.
I've got 23 entries.
So we are missing a few people on the entry. So if you guys haven't put a comment in there, definitely be sure. That way we can go ahead. And you know what I can do? We can switch over to wheel here eventually and kind of have everybody see their names in it. And if nobody is in there, or if somebody's that's supposed to be in there is not in there, they can go ahead and comment away, and we can try to get that fixed for them and get them in there.
Yeah, I think I've got this down now. I'm going in alphabetical order because it's allowing me to enter people's names twice. So I'm just going to do alphabetical order and check off everybody that's made a chat and make sure that we're good. Like, for instance, Captain Muddy Games, I've got you, sir. You just commented, so I've got you listed now.
I got Baynut too. Did you get a Baynut in there?
Yes, sir. I've got Mr. Baynut.
Clara asks, what camera do you use? So I use a Logitech 920, I believe 1080p as my face cam, And then for my card cam, I just use my phone. I still get an iPhone 6. I'm way behind the iPhone game. But I use an iPhone 6 for my card cam. And then for my webcam, I use a 920 Logitech. But you can make a webcam look really good with the correct lighting. So lighting will definitely be a huge factor if you're looking into improving your video quality.
Yeah, and look at yours compared to mine. I use a 922 Logitech, and yours looks 10 times better than mine just because of the changes that you've made to it. So
yeah, the lighting and then just adjusting the depth really. I mean, it took me honestly hours of figuring it out and dancing around the lighting and adjusting and whatnot. But I used just a regular ring light and just adjusted around for a while until I got the picture that I was, looking for. I got a Ben Casey. I see Ben Casey commenting for the first time. I got Lucky Luke. I got Jake Johnson.
What was that last one?
Jake Johnson, Lucky Luke.
Yep, got him. Yep, got him. That's
Ben
good.
Casey.
Got him.
So who else are we missing? And a Zygarde. So nothing really from the pins. I opened but for anybody just joining, by the way, I want to guys show you my pulls real quick before I take off this camera. I got a Galarian Cursola, which was nice, out of the pin collection. We got a Gardevoir V full art from the double and a Dreadnought V full art from the double. Don't have the Dreadnought yet, so I am ecstatic with that pull. Hector said, "You got a Hector?" Haha.
Yeah, actually, there we go. It's funny, Hector said something. I accidentally just spun the wheel.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We got Kiki Monster. Wonder if they're in.
Which one?
Kiki Monster.
Yes, sir. Got him.
We got Cosmic Challenge.
I don't have Austin.
Let's see if we're missing anybody else that's been commenting. PokeCobe's been commenting. I'm sure he's in there. Zay Pokemon has been commenting. MD Pokemon's been commenting.
Yep,
Just want to make sure everybody has a fair chance of potentially winning an Elite Trainer box from Champions Path. I'm sure a lot of y'all have had trouble getting it. So it is a nice gesture from Adam.
And maybe for ease of use, what we'll do is now that once we have the list and we set the time to cut it off, maybe just spin it twice.
Okay. For a backup?
First person gets the Champions Path ETB, second person gets the Hidden Fates 10.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work. Do we have a Big Freeman 18 in there?
Big Freeman. Yes, I got Mr. Freeman.
We got K Bacon in there?
Let's see. K Bacon. Yes, sir.
All right. So it looks like everybody that's been commenting is pretty much in there. I know there's a few people in there that probably aren't going to comment. Like Chelsea and my mom's probably hanging out in the chat as well. Did you get a Hex Maniac? This is the first time I think I saw them comment earlier, maybe?
Just added. Yep, just added. So
okay.
Good on that one.
Perfect. So we got them in the giveaway. So it looks like Dean Stone. Is Dean Stone in there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool.
And if you're an Auburn fan, you're gonna get an extra spot in here.
There it is. Now everybody's gonna comment that they're an Auburn fan.
Yeah. I do not have Jackson's Nerdy Dad unboxing.
Okay.
Yes, Claw R. I do have you. So since we're getting pretty close, like you want it's 7. I got 7:19. You want to shut this down at 7:25?
Yeah, that'll work. It'll be 8:25 my time. So yeah, I'm definitely down. We got Collectionista. I'm sure is in there. I'm 7G.
Yep, got it.
We got Charmander.
I'm in Florida. I am Charmander. No, I do not have.
No, not I am. It's just Charmander.
Let's see. Nope. Let me see.
There it is. Charmander just got added into the giveaway. ETB of Champions Path.
There we go. Got him. So we're up to 30 names. So we're pretty close to what we have.
Okay. And like I said, there's going to be the few that probably don't enter. My sister might be in here as well that she won't enter. So there's going to be those few empty spots that don't get added on there. But yeah, dude, like I said, Adam, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing the ETB. I mean, you definitely don't have to. And like I said, I mean, he's doing this out of the kindness of his heart, guys. He wants to give back to the Pokemon community. So definitely check his channel as well, PokeCharles. Check out his website. He has plenty of other things for sale at very, very great prices. If you have any questions, check him out on Instagram, on Twitter. I mean, you're all over social media, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I said that I was going to do this on Harley's cast the other day, and I forgot. Later tonight through the weekend, I'll put it'll be an automatic discount, 25% off any of the PSA cards. Most of my PSA cards there, I gotta be completely honest with you, they're not the greatest. I'm waiting on a few hundred cards to come back, so I want to go ahead and just get rid of those. So if there's anything that you guys need on there, it's going to automatically, the price is where it is now, and it's going to just automatically take 25% off when you
Perfect.
check
That's
out. Oh, if I may, there's obviously there's some big purchases on there. There's some big case prices on there. I added this thing called Sezzle. It basically, it's like I'm selling on eBay because it costs me 6%, but I don't care because what it does is that it allows you to make 4 payments over 6 weeks at no interest.
wow.
So the way it works is that if someone checks out with that, I've had a couple of people use it. I get paid, you know, what it is minus the 6% fee, and then Sezzle takes on the, you know, the 4 payments from there. They'll contact you and say, here's your 4 payments. So it's basically, you can, if you buy $1,000 case, you don't have to be out $1,000 right there. You can work over 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I've actually done some of those kind of things with some furniture out in the past.
now let me, if you don't mind, I'll step away and go grab an ETB, and if it's got a Charizard in it, we can give that away too.
I'm down. I'm definitely down for that. Sounds like a plan to me.
I'll be right back, and I can refill my tea too. So,
Oh, by the way, guys, if you haven't smashed that like button, definitely smash the like button. It's going to help out the stream out a lot. If you want to share it, you're more than welcome to. If you don't, that's fine as well. That's cool. We are probably going to open up this ETB. And, well, we're definitely going to open up the ETB, and then we'll do the giveaway of the ETB, and then we'll do the giveaway of the Hidden Fates 10. Once again, guys, I just want you guys all, if you can, please say thank you to PokeCharles for doing this. His name is Adam. His son is Charles, so they named their channel PokeCharles. But definitely say hi to him. Check out his channel. Check out his store. Check out his Instagram and his Twitter. And if you have any questions as far as business side of Pokemon product or even, you know, YouTube and whatnot, definitely reach out to him. He gets response very fast. He always responds fast to me. Even the first time that I actually reached out to him. And he was very, very awesome, kind. He's a genuine person. He's straight to the point. He'll tell you how it is. He's very transparent. And he will definitely take care of you in the best way, humanly and Pokemonly possible. So, just wanted to go ahead and put that out there for you guys, just so you know as well. Pokemon James, what's going on?
I'm back. So it's 7:25. You want to just make sure? I just need to make sure we have everybody.
Yeah, I think we're good. It's 7:25. I think Pokemon James just joined. If you want to add him in, but other than that, I think we're good to go. We're good to go, and everybody in the chat right now is just giving you a big thank you for doing this. They're super happy, welcome. And they're going to check out your stuff as well. Just wanted to go ahead and remind them to.
You said it was Pokemon James?
Yep, Pokemon James. Yep.
Why do I not see? Oh, there it is. Yep, got it. Okay. All right, so we'll make that the last. I got Centurion, of course, on there, so we'll add Pokemon James. That gives us 31, and we'll go from there. Now, you guys are going to have to bear with me because I am terrible at this stuff, but if you want me to, I can go ahead and open up the CTV. I guess I just need to position my camera to where we can make that happen. Yeah,
no doubt. I'm down with that.
Okay, and then we can do the giveaway if you want.
Yep, sounds like a plan. Right. So we're going to open up this ETB. Let's all hope for a Charizard, because if, like I said, Adam said, if a Charizard is pulled, he'll give it away, which is absolutely insane with the Charizard craze going on. So let's all hope for a Charizard first and foremost. So we're going to go through the ETB, then we'll give away one ETB, then we'll give away a Hidden Fates 10. So I'm freaking excited, and I'm not even in the drawing.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, we can make that work, and then I can hear you okay, and the picture quality will be fine, especially when you put the packs in front of the webcam.
All right, good deal. All right, so you go ahead and open this thing. And I'm sure everybody knows, obviously, what's inside. You know, you're going to get 10 packs. You're going to get your 65 count sleeves. You're going to get your dice, and
Yep.
you're going to get your little card saber sorter things, and of course you get a rule book now, which is a new thing. The players
Yeah, they
guide.
added that with Rebel Clash, I believe, right?
Yep, that's correct. And so, which is pretty cool, you know. I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't know how to play the game, which that's I'm just into the collecting of it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I used to play as a kid, and you know, I fell out of it as everybody else kind of did, and you know, with the new reintroduction of Pokemon and GX and all that stuff, I never kept up with it, and I never followed that path. So I can figure it out, but I'm not an expert by any means. So if anybody ever reaches out to me for TCG gameplay and how-tos and the strategies, I usually redirect them to somebody like NC Packbuster that knows 100% what they're doing.
So, of course, I'm terrible at holding these cards.
If you want to face it down a little bit, like the top of the card downwards, like towards the camera. Yeah, and then bring the cards down.
How's that?
There you go. That's good. That's a perfect shot.
Because there's a hit in here.
Ooh, there it is.
I saw it. Yeah, so it could be the Charizard guys.
So
what you can see is okay right now.
I'll freak out. You know, it's funny because everyone that I've had on the Pokecast that's pretty much been searching for a Charizard has pulled one, except for me. So it's kind of the thing to do. Oh, nice.
It's not the Charizard, but I will take it.
Yeah, nice. I haven't even pulled a Hyper Rare yet, and I opened 4 ETBs. Wow. I did pull the Suspicious Food Tin, but that's about it. That's a good looking card.
That's what. This is actually only the second ETB that I've opened. If you can believe that, of all the stuff that I have.
Wow.
I do a very good job of not opening stuff, which I desperately want to. I just haven't even had the time yet. So.
Wow.
This is a good sign, though. There could be a Charizard in here.
Harley from Epic 2 just said that Henry just pulled the Charizard on his live stream that he just started.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Did he pull the shiny one or the VMAX? I got to go back, and I'm going to have to watch the stream anyways. Actually, I'm enjoying after this one. Ooh. Yeah, Altaria, it seems like it's been the card that's been, I've been getting the most of.
I think that's our third one, actually.
Yeah.
2 ETVs.
Yeah, it's, I just pulled another one from the Pink Collection.
I've given up on getting master sets. I mean, we opened up more Hidden Fates than I could even imagine in thousands of dollars, and we still don't have
Same here.
Actually, less. Yeah, it's just...
It's crazy.
I've given up on it. If it happens, it happens, but if not...
Yeah. I'm about 800 or so packs deep in that. And, you know, when I first started the channel, it was, you know, when Hidden Fates still didn't blow up, but, you know, it was still popular. Not by what it is today, but I made a promise that I would pull this shiny Charizard on my channel. I would never buy it for my master set. And I have my master set completed except for that card, so there's that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's we're missing just a couple SVs, and we've pulled 4 Charizards and 3 Cynthias.
Wow.
It's just, we can't get it. But I actually, if you last holiday season, Rusty, we created a whole bunch of holiday packs.
Mm-hmm.
And man, dude, people were getting first edition cards and full art, shiny. I mean, I gave away every single Hidden Fates extra that we had.
That's
these,
wild.
Like $12 packs. I mean, it was just cool to do. We did a big video on it, and it's just everybody was loving them. And we're not having any luck, guys. So.
No luck so far. That's right. There's still a few more packs to go.
Let's see.
Harley said that
while we're opening.
Harley said that Henry didn't even notice pulling the Charizard because he was too busy talking for a while. Just had it out there.
That's so funny. That's funny.
Oh boy, that seems like a Henry move. Oh man! All right, guys, let's see some flames in the chat. Let's go ahead and get a Charizard. How many packs do you have left?
I've got. Nobody cares to see those cards. Let's see. I've got 5 left. 4, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 left.
5 left. We're halfway there. Halfway
So we've already
there.
had a
Let's see
VMAX.
some
That's a good one.
flames, some flamas.
Yeah, if somebody wants a Charizard, hopefully it'll happen because I would be more than happy to give it away.
Man, that'd be wild. If it happened.
Well, hopefully
For
that
many
helps
of
give your
reasons.
channel a lot of view. If it does happen, I'd be happy to. Well,
Marnie is one of those cards that they just kind of added to the set.
well, and it's like you said, you know what's going to make that Marnie box worth so much. You know,
Yeah.
obviously it's going to have the play mat, but it's
Mhm.
just really better than a double or a Hatterene. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just. Yeah, that's what my wife even says. She's like, well, "Why would they make double?"
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, who knows? I mean, but I'm with you. But yeah, that's going to be the one that's going to be really accessible. Is that double for sure?
Come on, there's got to be something in there. The hyper red Gardevoir, or actually it's Gardevoir. I've been saying Gardevoir for the longest time, and I got corrected in my last stream. Gardevoir.
Yep, Gardevoir. Yep. Yep.
I had to work on that a little bit. I actually butcher Pokemon names like it's like it's my job. I'm just so bad at pronouncing them.
Hey, that's all right as long as you're pulling them. Good. Like, I'm gonna send that thing off to get graded for sure. I mean, that's one of those ones. I mean, I'll look at it. There we go. There's a V card.
Nice.
Well, I
Glare
mean,
Crystal. I just
let's
got
do
that one
this.
myself.
So, I mean, if we don't get it, let's just give away that Gardevoir VMAX. I'm sure somebody will.
What was that?
If we don't get a Charizard, why don't we just give away the Gardevoir VMAX that we pulled?
I mean, if you want to. I mean, I'm sure someone would definitely appreciate it out there.
Yeah. I mean, then maybe that's just a consolation prize. Since
There it
I
is.
Don't have the skills to pull the Charizard, but who knows? We got 2 packs left.
So we'll do 3 drawings. We'll do the Champions Path ETB. We'll do the Hidden Fates 10, and then the potential Charizard or Gardevoir.
There's our second Scrafty. That's not surprising. Yeah, I can't believe how much these, especially when it first comes out, the code cards
Yeah.
are worth. I mean, when you think
They're
about
usually
it,
worth
when it
close
adds
to
up.
$1, isn't it? About $1.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, figure if you're, paying the MSRP of $3.99 a pack,
Yeah.
you're getting pretty good bang for your buck just
Yeah.
to get the code card out of it. This is the last pack, guys.
Uh-oh, here it is.
So,
Fingers
we're
crossed.
getting close to this is going to be it right here. So,
It'd be crazy if it was in this pack. Oh my
Well,
god!
it's a V, but
Oh, I saw the silver, and you know how the shiny
yeah.
Charizard is silver there on the
Yeah.
bottom. I was like, no way.
That's like when I open up Hidden Fates and I pull that Noivern. I think it's Charizard all the time when I start pulling it. I get
Oh
goosebumps and I'm
man,
like, well, it's still good, but
yeah, that's
Alright,
one
so
that I
let me
don't
clean
have
up
either.
my
Maybe
list
we'll
here.
get it eventually. One of these ETBs or double collections I open here in the near future.
let's see. All right,
But
so
some Pokemon names don't deserve to be pronounced correctly. I agree. I had trouble with Pinkerchin for a while. I'm still probably saying it wrong. Pinkerchin. Darumaka. Yeah, that one is rough. Galarian Obstagoon was giving me some trouble there for some time. So
yeah, there you go.
I butcher them pretty well. I mean, I always tell everybody, I always talk like I have marbles in my mouth anyway. Sometimes I just have a fat tongue when I talk. But when it comes to those Pokemon names, sometimes I just absolutely slaughter them.
I mean, I guess it's their world. I mean, I guess if whoever, first, second, third, whoever wins, I guess they can pick whichever one they want. But I'm pretty sure it'll go in the order of the Champions Path and then the Hidden Fates ETB.
Agreed.
Or the Hidden Fates 10. I'm sorry, I keep saying ETB.
Yeah, honestly, let's just do it in that order. Let's just go in order so there's no picking or too much confusion.
Yep.
Let's just go in the order of.
All right,
of,
so let me see if we've got. Can everybody see that? Is that coming through okay?
A little
Sorry, I
bit.
know it's like
You might have to go a
extremely
little bit
ghetto.
down, and then the chat
Little
is
bit
obviously blocking it for right now. There it
Yep.
is.
Okay.
That'd be
Alright, so-
good right there, I think.
Right here. Is that good?
Yep. Let me
Alright,
go ahead and go
you
full
guys
screen
ready?
on it so
I'm
everybody can
gonna
see.
I'm gonna shuffle them. Can everybody see that?
Here we go.
All right.
Everybody put some shamrocks in the chat for yourself. This will be the winner for the ETB.
Ooh,
Baynut. Baynut just got
Mr.
himself
Baynut.
a Champions Path ETB. Congratulations, Baynut. Let's give everybody a hand for Baynut for winning that ETB. I'm sure they're very excited right now.
I've got his information on Instagram, so I'm already good on that. Now, I guess should we? Because obviously he can't win again. But do we want to remove the name from there, or do we just want?
Yeah, I would just remove the name. Yep, that way, someone it gives better odds for the other individuals.
So we're gonna shuffle it again.
Shuffle it again. This will be for the Hidden Fates 10.
And you can choose your artwork. Obviously, you get whichever one you want. We ready?
We're ready, I think. Let's get some shamrocks in the chat for yourself. Here we go. Ooh! Ben Casey. Congratulations, Ben Casey. Hidden Fates 10 coming your way. Make sure you reach out to PokeCharles, a.k.a. Adam, on Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, go ahead and I don't know. Obviously, I have Baynut's information. He's ordered before. Ben, you may have, and I don't know you, but it's nice to meet you. PokeCharles7@gmail.com or PokeCharles7 on Instagram or PokeCharles1 on Twitter or, I think that's about it. So
sounds good. And if you have any trouble reaching out, go ahead and reach out to me first as well, and then I can just guide you in the right path or give you the correct link to get on over.
All right. So we removed Ben Casey.
All right. So this will be for the Gardevoir Hyper Rare.
Yeah, let's do that. So obviously I will ship that bubbled with tracking, and it'll be well taken care of. Or if you want me to, whoever wins it, if you want me to send it off to get it graded, obviously just let me know before I send it off. So good luck.
Here we go. Ooh, close. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Mega Teddy Ursa, dude, congratulations. He just mentioned that he hasn't opened much Champions Path, but got himself a Gardevoir Hyper Rare.
Oh, there you go, the VMAX. Yes, sir. So,
there it is. Congratulations. Congratulations to everybody. And once again, Adam, I appreciate that. You didn't have to, but you did, and that was very awesome of you. And I'm sure everybody right now in the chat that has won is super excited. And everybody in the chat also that's going to either buy an ETB here very shortly or just witness the giveaway is super thankful for what you did. So I just want to say thank you once again for doing that. You definitely did not
you're
have
very
to.
welcome. Here, so let me do this. So let's do. Right,
so I'm glad everybody that won was in the chat, and that makes me very happy. They legitimately saw their winning, so very glad that happened. Was fun. Thanks, PokeCharles and Rob, was not a problem. You guys are honestly the best, and I love doing lives. I love interacting with y'all and just having a good time and bringing great guests like PokeCharles on here to talk Pokemon and investing and strategizing and the ins and outs and the hype and the low points. It's just a fun topic and a fun hobby and something fun that keeps hundreds of thousands of people out there in the world entertained.
Yes, and I do take PayPal. Yes, I think Shopify pretty much takes whatever you want to pay with.
There it is.
There's
so it is 8:40. So do you want to say 8:55? Those ETBs will go live.
Right.
That would be 7:55 your time. Or do we want to say even 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock your time?
Yeah, we can do top of the hour. I will. Let's do that. Let's make it 8 o'clock. So for those obviously just joining, first come first serve, 2-pack ETBs shipped 120.
There it is.
Only order 1 2-pack.
Yes, definitely be courteous. Definitely order just 1 2-pack. You're gonna get 2 ETBs for $120. We all know that's a steal because that's an out the door price. I mean, that's basically paying MSRP, guys. I mean, it's 50 something. Let's say $55 after taxes at your Walmart, so you're paying $5 more, and you'll have it within, well, whenever you can get to it. You're busy right now, anyways. Whenever you get,
it'll go out on Monday. So
okay,
depending on wherever you live, if you live like super far away from me, it'll go UPS ground. Otherwise, it will go priority mail. But yeah, and that comes right to your door, so you don't even have to leave and put on your mask and go anywhere.
There it is. Perfect, guys. Once again, I just want to see everybody giving PokeCharles and Adam and everybody else from his family a big thank you for what they're doing to the community, and for me, for you guys, everyone out there. I mean, he runs the ship, but it's always a family effort. So, PokeCharles, you, Adam, your wife, I mean, I'm sure it's a big collective effort what you guys do. So I personally want to say thank you for everything you've done, and even taking the time to come out and hang out with us and the Rob Mob. And I'm sure everybody in there as well is going to slap some thank yous in the chat and appreciate everything that you've done today and going forward, and even that you've done before. Just want to give you a big thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you might probably take me off full screen so I don't break everybody's camera.
Oh yeah,
I'm
still over.
I figured
I'm
everybody
back.
might want to stare at an ugly mug.
Well, I feel the same way, so that's why I like to bring out the Cheetos guy sometimes. Well, it's the first time I brought him out because he's kind of a distraction from my face.
Yeah,
So.
I don't want to break anybody's camera. I mean, come on, man. I don't want to foot the bill for that. But no, before we leave, we'll put it out on top of the hour. I mean, if you're fine with it, if anybody has any questions whatsoever, now's the time to ask. It's an open book. It always is, but,
Agreed.
If we need to get anything out on the table about anything, if you have any questions about other sets. But yeah, if we just want to recap everything, Unbroken Bonds in October.
Yeah.
And obviously Champions Path ETBs in October. Marnie launches in October. The Marnie boxes, those are going to be hard to find because they have to play mats. The double boxes are going to be your go-to, and the Hatterene boxes are going to be your go-to probably for the near future, is being able to get reprint items.
Agreed.
Charles's favorite Pokemon is Greninja.
That's a good Pokemon. Pokemon of the year.
And then he likes to play that on Smash Brothers. So,
Pokemon of the year. Also, we mentioned Hidden Fates. If you're still looking for some, you do have some available. It's a great investment piece, in my opinion. Even the tins are a great investment piece. I also recommend opening the tins. Potentially you can get a shiny that'll be worth something. Send it off to PSA. That's also a great way to make an investment piece that you're looking for. But you do have some available for sale as well. You got the boxes for sale as well.
Hidden Fates is going to be tough only because I had no clue how it shattered through those 50 cases from GameStop. I was talking to Bana, I know I had some bigger orders that I had obviously forgotten about, like we talked about on Instagram. That's why I want to run everything in the future through the store. I should have. Right now, I think I have the store. It's sold out. I just want to make sure that I have everything covered, but I should have some available, and I'm going to put them at $375 a case. I've seen them selling for $500 plus because they're already out, and we may not see another reprint of Hidden Fates. But I think
this is the last one.
$100. Yeah, I pay $144 for them. So, $375 is fair to everybody because it's way below market, and I can make the money I want to make, and it helps you guys out. So, if I have more, that's where they're going to go. I'll communicate that on Instagram when I go to put them on. And a lot of times what I'll do before I do put it on a Hidden Face 10 or something that's real popular, like more Champions Path ETVs, I will do a YouTube video. Charles used to do all the YouTube videos with me, but that whole kid thing, it turns off the comments and all that stuff. So a lot of times now I only bring him in every once in a while, and we just open up packs by ourselves. It's kind of turned in more to a channel of information and all that kind of stuff. But obviously you'll see Harrison and Charles and Chip now, our new family dog, who is probably right now in the pool. He is the craziest dog I've ever seen. We let him go out to, go use the restroom or whatever, and then we have to wipe him off because he's jumping off the diving board into the pool and swimming laps. It's the craziest thing.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, whatever you guys need from me, you just, any questions, you guys just let me know if you want to go for a few more minutes or if you want to end it. I'm totally cool either way.
Sounds good. And guys, we are getting closer and closer to that 1K, and as promised, we are still going to launch the giveaway as soon as we hit 1K. As you guys know, it's going to be a Darkness Ablaze booster box, but I did say it was going to be 18 winners because we're going to go ahead and break the box open live, and then 18 individuals will get 2 packs each from there. If you don't get a good pull from it, I will have cards off to the side that are ultra rares, hyper rares, hollows, so you're still guaranteed, technically, on my perspective, a hit in the end. You're going to get a good card either way. And I'm hoping somebody can get some good cards from the Dark Displays booster box. So once we hit 1K, maybe it'll be a couple months from now. Who knows? But we are going to do that 1K, so be prepared for that. And yeah, other than that, dude, Adam, I appreciate you hanging out. It was an absolute pleasure. It was a blast.
Why don't you do me a favor when you do those 18 winners? Maybe do like a sub. One of those 18 guys, just let me know and I'll send them a Darkness Ablaze TV.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So I'll definitely
just let me know on that, and we'll get that to one of your guys to help celebrate as well. So on our
sounds like a plan. I appreciate that, and we'll definitely figure something out. I'm sure off camera and arrange that, and then I'll introduce it for the 1K. That's awesome. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, some people are asking. PokeCharles.com is the site.
Yep.
People asked. Somebody asked if I do take like middleman PSA stuff. Yes, I will. I don't advertise it, so it's kind of if someone says, "Hey, can I send you some PSA cards?" What I usually do is I kick in my cards to get to the bulk order price. So I don't have a set date of when I send them off. But if you need me to send off some cards to PSA or a CGC, I don't really do Beckett. I don't have an account with them. Mm-hmm. But you just reach out to me if you need to get some cards graded, and we'll work something out. And basically, whatever it is, it's like just to touch on that real quick. If you need to, when you send to a middleman, basically you pay the shipping to send to the middleman. The middleman will take it and charge you, probably like $2 a card extra over what they pay. That's how they make their money, and then they'll charge you the shipping to send it back. Mm-hmm. So, but you're still better off doing that than doing it on your own with the prices of just a few cards. Yeah. So that's kind of a 30,000 foot view of a quick how you get graded. But just contact me. I don't advertise it, but I will do it if you need it. So it's not a problem.
There it is. There it is. Well, dude, I appreciate it once again. And anybody that's in here, go ahead and check out Henry. He is doing another live today at Small Openings. Go ahead, leave here, go check it out over there. I'm going to go ahead and hang out over there myself as soon as I'm done over there and support him. He's a great PokeTuber, and he just pulled the Charizard, so you guys are going to want to see him show that off for a little bit, I'm sure. Because you know how we roll on my channel personally. I don't pull any Zards here. So we'll have to find it somewhere else.
I'll pull it for you, don't worry.
We'll see. But Adam, dude, I appreciate it, man. And we'll do this sometime again very soon. We got the 25th anniversary coming up. There's going to be a lot of hype around that. So I'm sure a lot of these guys in here are going to want to hear your opinion on that, what you got going on. And maybe we can go ahead and do something for that. And I think it'll be a interesting piece there for sure. So.
Yep. And I'll put up, I know I've been saying it for a couple days, but I will put up Vivid Voltage. I got to turn in my orders by October 1st. So I'll put some Vivid Voltage stuff up for pre-order, but the theme decks are obviously going to be the hot thing with the Charizard theme deck. So those are probably going to be one of the heavily allocated items, but everything else looks to kind of be okay. So, but I'll put those pre-orders up probably, any time between now and October 1st, but I'll try to get to it probably tomorrow, Monday. So. And then remember, top of the hour, go get your Champions Path ETBs. Yep.
Don't forget, 9 o'clock, buy your ETBs, buy your 2 ETBs. Only 2, no more than that. Be fair to everybody. And Rob Mob, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Adam, you got some headphones on, so I'm going to go ahead and go with my outro. You might want to take your headphones off because it might get a little loud, and I don't want to burst your eardrums.
No, I'm all good. Go ahead, do your thing.
Rob Mob! Guys, until next time, We'll catch you later. Everybody say thanks to Adam. And until the next one, guys. Later. Peace.
Thank you so much, guys.
Dude, appreciate it.